sure this thing works.
Better not be because we're a red state.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Then fuck them. Then fuck every single band that decides to do that.
Yep. Loveland, Colorado, the Budweiser Event Center.
Yeah, that's it.
And then everything else is. Well, this tour that they're doing, Tool's doing, is all North stuff. And their last tour was not North stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe they're hitting the spots that they didn't hit last year.
Yeah. And that's fine. They like DFW. Because they come through here. I mean,
you know what?
They
Put
did
that
a
in the show notes.
weird residency. I think it was in the show notes. Retirement night.
Retirement night.
The night you retired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did we go over that?
No, we never got to it because I was going to talk. Because I've read a bunch of stuff about bands being that way.
I've started seeing it in the tour stops. Like, I've noticed that. Oh, well, they're not going to Tallahassee either. They're not going to Florida.
Queens of the Stone Age, I can see sticking to those guns. Foo Fighters the last few times has been scheduling issues because of there's not a place big enough for them to play available. I don't know about this past tour.
Yeah, put it back into notes.
Where'd my notes go? Aren't you in them?
Shoals, 10 year. Yeah, I am. Oh, yeah, I'll put it in. What am I talking about, man?
Got too many damn windows open over here. Too many screens I gotta scroll across. What's going on?
I'm going to put it in shows since there's a lot of music talk going on there.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Doug said right there in the chat room, they're doing this run before the weather gets bad up north, too. And that's
Tool
another
is?
thing is when Tool does their stuff down here, it's in the winter. You know, those shows were late winter, March, whatever. I got to close this because it's too fucking loud. Because like the last time they played AAC, wasn't that February or March? It was right before lockdown, and then they came out again right after lockdown, and it was all like February, March.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to Denver for that show, and they had just gotten over the COVID restrictions, I think, because they were. I remember I had to make the fake COVID vaccine.
Your document card. Did you ever have to show that?
Nope, I didn't show it
It's
in New
no
York
big
either.
deal. Huh? I've never.
We made it for New
show
York.
Something. Yeah, that Weezer set did look good, Doug.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
we'll catch
anything
him
about
again
that show.
next month when they play down here.
Yeah, Weezer will come back
With
through
Pixies
again.
with the Pixies up
Yeah.
at Choctaw.
Weezer's through here.
It
All
did.
The freaking time.
I heard it was good. I heard a lot of people say that was a good show.
Yeah. The set list was great. They played stuff. They played Perfect Situation, which I hadn't heard them playing forever. They played
It's
Suzanne.
a perfect situation. No?
Not that one, no. That guitar tone at the beginning of Perfect Situation is one of my all-time favorite tones.
For sure.
That the way the wah on that dirty, nasty guitar is awesome.
I love wah.
And then they played Suzanne. You're all that I wanted in the world. You're all that I needed. However the hell it goes, I can't remember. I forgot. From Mallrats, the song from Mallrats. They did so great. And I guess they did it like acoustic. Is that right, Doug? The video I saw was acoustic at another spot, but I figured that's the way they did it here too. Oh. Metallica played Leper Messiah live? What? Yesterday?
Put it in a pepper.
Bow to Leper Messiah. The next grand
I
tour
needed to put something in the notes.
is next week. Well, you know how to get in there, right?
Yeah, I've been talking about it. I've been talking about getting in there. All right, let's put this in there, but I want to make sure we get to it. Bands
On the run.
ditching
Bands
red
on the run.
states. Can
I have a feeling that's what's going on. I don't know if
off.
that's true. I have
I know.
a feeling that's what's happening because
I-
it sure does seem that way. And
It
the ones that are
does.
skipping, like Queens of the
It
Stone
does
Age,
seem like that.
I see them that's the reason why because Josh is just that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, fuck it. You can't have an abortion in Texas. I'm not playing a show in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bunch of virtue signaling for a bunch
Yeah.
of fucking egos.
But all the good bands still come through here. I mean, we just saw a couple of fantastic bands roll through here that didn't give a shit. Some French guys that like the way.
I saw some
cleaning things up.
video, some more video of that production that we saw.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten how badass it was, the electricity and stuff. I think that happened in my backyard today.
You ready? Good Gojira showed up in your backyard.
Started playing.
Oh no! I want to look at one more thing and then we'll start the show. I wanted to.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is this it? No. Nope. Nope. Never mind. Nope. This ain't it. Dun, dun, dun. No, this is the recorded version.
You're all that I wanted of a girl.
You're all that I needed in the world.
We should have gone to Lola's and done the show. Even though I'm not
This
drinking.
hot.
No, from the inside.
The Colt's not coming either.
Damn!
God damn it! What about Static X and Seven Dust? Static X comes through here now every other week.
I think Seven Dust has always come here every other week. I think that
October
tour is
7th.
starting in Dallas, isn't it?
Houston. Then it
Comes
comes
straight
to
to
Dallas. Yeah.
I think those dudes love DFW. I think they got some nookie here, like, you know what I mean?
Well, half of
They
them
gotta-
lived here for a little bit, didn't they?
Of Seven Dust?
Yeah, I think they did.
I wouldn't be surprised because remember when I was working at the Eagle, I was always running into LaShawn and Vanilla Ice.
Remember when
They were always at the Drowning Pool shows.
Yeah, and they played weird stuff. Like just for the hell of it, they showed up at that skate park in Kennedale and played a show.
Seven Dust did?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I remember they played Rick's up in Denton. They opened up for Radish or something crazy. Or no, it was the Nixons. It was the Nixons, Radish, and Seven Dust opened up the night. And I missed that show.
Radish.
Josh was there. Crary.
Dear Antarctica.
He's like,
Why
"Yeah."
did Radish open for Seven Dust? That doesn't
It's
work.
because Radish was big then, I guess.
But that doesn't work.
Wasn't one of the
music-
guys in Radish though in music, like his dad or
It's
something?
Ben
was in
Queller.
music industry. Oh, it is.
Yeah, Ben Queller fronted Radish.
I didn't know that.
Yes, that was
Was
him.
it a two-piece band?
And him and my sister could have been
What a terrible name of a band.
what? Radish?
Yeah.
Dear and they were big because of Dear Antarctica.
I don't even remember Dear on Antarctica.
You don't?
Uh-uh.
Robotuner was a big fan of theirs,
Is that
if I remember right.
back
right?
in his 10-gallon stripper days?
We played a show with
Or was
Radish.
that
didn't we?
Steadfast days? We played with the Grand Street Criers. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You don't remember this?
Yeah. What was the deal in the 90s when you had to pluck through a chord and then come in heavy?
Always get loud.
yeah.
That's a
did
big
Nirvana
thing
do
on
that? Nirvana did that.
It was a Pixies thing. Loud, quiet, loud.
It was the
That's who did
Pixies,
it.
but Nirvana did it, and then everyone decided, oh, Nevermind. We're going to make the next Nevermind.
But Nirvana got it from the Pixies because it was the whole loud, quiet, loud.
And then shortly after that, they went to the pinch, not the pinch harmonics, but the one where you put your finger on the actual fret, that harmonic.
Yeah.
Everybody started doing that from
Thank you, Weezer.
Yeah,
That was a Weezer.
that was a
thing.
Weezer thing.
The Blue Album thing.
And then
Oh,
during the course of Empire days, every local band in the world had to go dun 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 dun. We should talk about music trends someday.
and then Cowboys from Hell came out, and no one stopped
Doing dive bombs.
doing dive bombs. We
In
just
fact,
heard one 30 minutes ago.
It's
The
been,
neighbors.
it's been 20 minutes since we heard one.
All right, let's start this thing up. Here we go.
The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed.
This week's
Yeah.
episode of the Jerry Jonestown Massacre is brought to
Turn
you
it
by
sideways.
Geist Note, Victor Wrench, Plastic Object Photography, The Audio Head, and The Cicada, Fort Worth's newest bar and live music venue.
The Jerry Jonestown Massacre contains graphic material, including offensive
Real
language,
Jeff or
partial
AI
nudity,
Jeff?
These
and
are all
completely
AI.
ridiculous thoughts and opinions that
All
shouldn't
AI,
be expressed
everybody.
or shared by anyone.
Who was the girl
Listener
again?
discretion is advised.
We need
And
to
may
do
God
AI
have mercy
Lindsay
on your
Lohan.
soul.
David Brayman had a tumor removed. They couldn't take his whole brain.
Now everyone relax your anus,
That doesn't sound-
because coming at you from
Whoa.
the temple of Eye,
That's
it's
a
the
bad
Jerry
edit.
Jonestown
They
Massacre.
fixed that.
Let's go.
Sounds just like Jerry back there. And Lane, both of them. We were back by Matt, so the drums are very loud. Oh yeah, I got the press release on that.
You went and saw Alice in Chains this last weekend?
Yeah, show number, what is this, 529? It's Tuesday, June 13th, and we are live. It is actually April 10th, 1996, and we're at the Brooklyn Academy of Music in Brooklyn, New York
Yay!
for the Alice in Chains Unplugged taping.
Yay. That was very good, Lane.
Sounds like we're right here at it, right? Where'd it go? Went too low.
I don't know.
Let's bring it back up.
They left.
They
They
just-
packed up and just they
They're
loaded
like, "All right,
out.
we're
and
done."
They played that song and left. That's
Yeah.
my favorite acoustic Alice in Chains song. That one.
Got Me
and-
Wrong?
Yeah, I love Got Me Wrong. Until the fucking eagle had to kill it.
That's one of my favorite off the Sap and Jar Flies collection. That's one of my favorites. And then I forgot It's in Clerks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another, we were talking Kevin Smith films earlier with Weezer and Suzanne being in, was Suzanne in Mallrats, yeah. Was at the end of Mallrats.
Yeah, I think my other one that I really like is that where they do that. What's the song where they do the break? I think it's on SAP too. Where they do the breakdown, and it's kind of like the Guns N' Roses breakdown.
Where they're whistling?
No.
Oh. Which Guns N' Roses breakdown? That doesn't narrow it down.
It's the I never coming home.
Don't follow.
Don't follow. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's one of my.
But at the end,
song is so dark.
The end, you can tell, is very influenced by Guns N' Roses off of Lies, 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 The Patience. I've been walking the street tonight. Because Lane does this little jiving kind of out of character stuff that he never really did except on that song.
The other song, Nutshell, which opened the Alice in Chains Unplugged set, is one of my favorites. I love Nutshell.
Yeah.
Jar Flies is fantastic.
That's, you know where I got that CD? Off of one of those stamp things, like the Capitol Records stamp, where you got to send in your
Give me
book of stamps,
whatever.
Yeah, and then they immediately turned me into collections because I never paid a dime for anything. Which did anyone ever pay 1 penny for any of those CDs they got from the stamp thing?
No.
Then how come mine went to collections?
I don't know. Hey, hold on just a second. Let me stop the show for just a second. Hold on.
Wait, time out. Time out on the court.
Time out on the court. Get me on the court and I'm trouble. Last week, after running, got a triple-double. Say something now on your mic.
Hey, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
And try it now.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check.
Okay,
1,
that's
2.
better. Something's weird over here. All right. We'll just bring it right back. So yeah, Saturday night, if we're just going to jump ahead and talk about this Alice in Chains thing real quick, the Gutter Sluts performed, which is like a Fort Worth supergroup.
Yeah.
That includes Matt Mabe and Nick Tittle, Max Cusin, Rowdy Carter, and Jerry Gazentaner on bass. And they did the entire Alice in Chains Unplugged set, front to back, at Twilight on Saturday night, and it was fantastic. Twilight was packed. Everybody that is in the scene was there to see this thing happen.
Twilight.
And it happened, and it was great. It was so fantastic, and knew it would with all those guys doing it. They care about stuff like this.
It's like I said, it's kind of cool that a Fort Worth band did something
cool for a change.
Cool for a change. Yeah.
It's about time someone around here did something.
Some musicians
cool.
got together and did something pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. They did a fantastic job. It was a great night. Did you know? Like, I got to looking into a bunch of things, and I know there was a few things Alice in Chains was working out for the Unplugged. That's my second favorite Unplugged. The first one's Nirvana, of course, because that's just so moody and everything.
Yeah, and Pearl Jam had a good one.
Pearl Jam's good. That's probably third.
When Eddie Vedder did the plank on the stool.
And then he wrote pro-choice on his arm and did all sorts of weird things. He's like, look at me.
You care so much.
Come on.
I care a lot.
I want you to know that I'm pro-choice.
I've got to let everybody know what my political affiliations are.
But it was that one. I knew there was other songs because I'd read that Alice in Chains was going to perform a bunch of other songs, but they had to do multiple tapings. Like, got me wrong, they did 6 takes.
Well, I thought they weren't they having some issues with Lane? Like, he was nodding off a bunch.
He said, and if you read through everything, he got food poisoning because he had a hot dog off of one of the trucks outside,
which could be true
before the show. And it made him sick, so he was fighting, having to run to the restroom the whole time. But he falls off the stool. Mm-hmm. Like, what was it? Darren Brother or something like that. Like, he falls off the stool. But
did Soundgarden do one? They had to have done one, right?
I was trying to remember who all did one. who all did one? Jay-Z did one,
Yeah.
and The Cure did one. Oasis did one.
Hi.
Winger and Slaughter did one.
What?
Look, wow, this list is long. I don't know if these were all televised. They still do it today.
How? No one plays their instruments anymore.
21 Pilots. How the fuck did they do that last year on June 9th? How did 21 Pilots do an unplugged show? All of its samples. A drummer and samples. That I need to see. Miley Cyrus, Jewel.
21
Anyway,
Pilots doesn't have any kind of instrumentation at all. It's all
a drummer
samples.
and a guy with a microphone and samples, and
That's
everything's
what it
to
is?
tape. Yeah.
Why are they so big? Just kids like the way it
The
sounds.
kids love it. It speaks to them, man. I'm a pilot head.
They're pro-choice.
Dude, I went and shot. That was like the first big show at Dickies.
Smelly?
No, not smelly. It actually smelled
Didn't smell like menstruation.
not like that falling in reverse show at Trees. But it was like everybody had the same hoodie on, and it was weird. Like everybody
It
was
looked like a bunch of Antifa all hanging out.
It felt like a bunch of Guy Fawkes running around. What's that movie that he's in?
Which one?
Where he's got the mask, the Guy Fawkes mask over in London, and they're all running around.
Oh, shit.
That's what it felt like. And I was like, what the hell's going on?
Eh.
Poison did one. I forgot about that. I remember that one. REM, of course, did one. Paul
Joe
McCartney,
Walsh did.
Sting, Eric Clapton, Queen's Richie. God, I wish
Sting.
that would have taken
Bon
off.
Jovi had to have done one, right?
I think so.
Oh, Eric Clapton. Yeah, right. He's the one that wasn't that the famous Layla, or not the Layla, the
Yeah.
one right after his son died.
Tears in Heaven and Layla.
It was like his first show or something
Yeah.
coming back, and he did that.
And he fell out of a car, right? A moving
That
vehicle.
guy,
He fell out of the
man.
window.
An interesting behind the music is Eric Clapton.
So-
I don't see how he didn't off himself like 30 times. I would have.
I used to work with a guy
I almost did today.
jumping out the window while you're driving on the highway.
Yeah, I don't want to do the show.
I worked with a guy that was like super good buddies with him and did some
Eric
tech
Clapton?
work with him for a while.
Did he live here for a while?
I don't know
Like up in New
how
York or
they
some
all
shit?
came together, but it was when they were younger. And I was like, no way. You're full of
He
shit. You're
showed
full of-"
you a
and he
bunch
was
of-
an older dude.
Instagram.
He brought up a bunch of photos and was like, here, man, look at this, and this is us here, and this is us here on tour here and doing this and that. I was like, well, what are you doing working at the T or at the A or whatever the hell it is? He's like, I just needed to get real money and
18.
have an insurance, plan and all
Was
that.
he?
He's
Was
like,
he was a musician.
He was, but he was also a stage tech guy.
Yeah.
That toured with
Midnight
Eric
Oil
Clapton.
played.
So what else did they play besides
Dun dun dun.
How do we sleep while our beds are burning? Like, who thought that was a good idea? Let's get Midnight Oil in
Soul
here.
Asylum. I could see that.
That
Run
works.
away, train, never come back.
And I just want somebody to shoot.
Rod Stewart played.
Before or after they pumped his stomach, you knew that was coming. With Ronnie Wood.
Hello, ladies.
What did Dennis Leary do?
Stone Temple Pilots. That's a given.
What did Roxette do after their 2 songs?
The Eagles.
I-
Yeah, it's a pretty cool list.
The Eagles works. That makes sense.
Maybe one
Hell
of these
freezes
days,
over.
when we
Is
do
all that?
shows about topics again, we'll do one about unplugged shows.
Our favorite Unplugged shows.
Yeah.
Hole did.
Kiss did one in 1995.
Kisses is awesome because it
Did they come out
sounds
in paint?
screwed up, and there was like 12 people on
Were
stage.
they in
Yeah, if I remember right,
makeup?
they were in makeup.
So it
sitting
wasn't
there.
during their lick it up.
Right. No, they're not because I pulled up the picture. It's not. But I remember listening to that. It's actually decent. It's funny hearing all those rock songs acoustic. Some stuff works, some stuff doesn't.
So just off the top of my head, though, I would say Alice in Chains and Nirvana are probably the best
Yeah, by far.
as far as music history goes.
Pearl Jam's 3,
So Render Light, guys.
they did it great.
Yeah,
It was
y'all-
fantastic.
that's-
Nick
that-
sounded
I
just like
support-
Lane.
Oh my gosh, and so did whoever was doing Cantrell. Well, no, I didn't go, but what you've
What you've
played
heard.
and what I've seen on the interwebs,
Yeah, Max, he did.
yeah,
he
it sounded
did
just
freaking
like
great.
Jerry Cantrell.
But they, I had forgot that there were a bunch of other songs that were supposed to be played live in that. Like they were supposed to
didn't
do a
get to 'cause-
bunch of facelift songs, which I would love to have heard acoustic. Love, Hate, Love, and We Die Young, and what's the other one? The slow song. Bleed
Besides-
the Freak.
Oh yeah.
These stand for me. Did you ever get to see Alice in Chains? The real one, not new
I don't
Alice in
think so.
Chains when we see Homeboy walking around all over Nam being way too cool than he should be. The new singer.
I don't think so, man.
Didn't
I don't think so. I didn't see them. There was a few bands that I never saw that other people, everyone that I know saw that pisses me off. That's one of them. Other one is Radiohead, which I guess I still have a chance maybe to see
Maybe.
Radiohead
They'd
someday.
decide to get all their shit.
But yeah, I don't think I ever saw them. The original lineup with like their original bass player's dead, right? He died, didn't he?
My kind of no, the original one. I think so. I think he's dead too.
Yeah.
And we saw a pretty good version of Alice in Chains with Jerry Cantrell and
Yeah.
Greg Puciato singing Lane
Puciato.
Staley's part.
Puciato. Did you talk to him the other night?
No, he
Did he
disappeared
take off?
quick. He disappeared really quick.
Rock star. Korn
He's
did
such a rock-
one.
Yeah, that one's weird. That one's really, really weird. I got to see Alice in Chains twice, and
Once with Metallica.
once with Metallica, once at Lollapalooza. And the Lollapalooza one was cool because they had a cargo net in front of the stage,
Might have been that
and
one.
they
then.
came. Lane was hanging all off of it the
Who
whole time.
headlined?
we
Who
climb up.
headlined that one?
Was that the Primus year?
Pearl Jam.
No, Pearl Jam never headlined. Red Hot Chili Peppers headlined the year Pearl Jam. I
Was
think
that
that was the
Starplex?
Primus
Was
year.
it Starplex?
Yeah, I
Rage
want to
Against
say
the Machine, maybe. No, Rage wouldn't. Didn't play
Rage
that one, did
didn't. It was 93 because they started in 91, right?
I think I went to '92,
92 was the Ministry, Lush, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden,
and then I missed
Ice
a
Cube.
couple, and then went back when Beastie Boys was there with Smashing Pumpkins, and I fucking left after Beastie Boys because there was no need for me to be there.
That was a late year.
Was it
Yeah,
like
that was a-
'95,
So 93 was the Alice in Chains year. I could
'96?
Alice Chains, Primus, Dinosaur Jr., Fishbone, Front 242, Tool, who
Oh yeah,
and Rage Against the Machine, Babes in Toyland, Arrested Development. We do this every so often. Go through these. 94 was Beastie Boys.
it's because Palooza was so cool back then.
It was, and you didn't want you left because of Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, it
You
was
said?
terrible, terrible.
That was one of the worst.
I wasn't a big.
Smashing
I'm not a
Pumpkin
big
shows.
fan. I'm not a big Pumpkins fan anyway, and
I like Siamese
I was-
Dream,
Yeah, Siamese Dream, of course. Yeah,
but it
I had
sounded
that,
bad.
but-
He was bad.
Well, when he pissed or something and decided to sing out of key the whole time,
I
just
think he was pissed that the audience left after Beastie Boys.
But
Like
I think there
Beastie
was-
Boys was a riot. and
wasn't
it
there
was
something
fun.
going on though with his label, or some kind of shit going on too? I
don't
thought.
know. But he's so moody and weird.
See,
Like there's some
don't you
shows
think
I've
when
seen
you
of theirs
have-
that have been great, and there's some that are just off. And that's why I probably will never go to a Smashing Pumpkin show because I don't want to waste money going to one
He's
where he's
being a
off.
dickhead.
Yeah.
This is you know what? Let's go ahead and get into our topic. We wanted to after I go into this, and this will lead us into it perfectly. When you're that big time, where you're headlining Palooza or co-headlining with the Beastie Boys and stuff, or any band that's co-headlining or headlining a big festival, and you have a shit ton of fans, don't you owe it to your fans who paid to see you to play and not have a temper tantrum and whine and sing out a key or do something stupid because you're mad because Biden got voted in or something? You
Well,
know?
most decent artists, that's the way they see it. They're thankful that people showed up to see them,
And they put on a
and
hell
they
of a
put
show.
on a hell of a show.
Right.
You know?
This whole I'm going to be mad about something and then take it out on my fans. You automatically I wasn't a big Smashing Pumpkins fan anyway. But when that happened, because I'm pretty sure there's some backstory. It wasn't just because they had the co-headline and everybody bounced after Beastie Boys. I'm pretty sure there was something else. Someone told me that, like when I was working at the radio station, I think. But fuck that.
It was a cycle. I don't know. I
Might
mean,
have
he's
been.
weird. He's really, really moody and weird.
Then kill yourself.
And it's not even like now. It's not even Smashing Pumpkins anymore.
Are they gigging?
Yeah, they came through not too long ago.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him and Maynard a while back about something like one's doing a beer company and one's doing or no, that was Sammy Hagar. I saw some interview that had both of them, and I was like, what a weird group of dudes to be hanging.
You know, at one time, you know how prolific Jack White is these days and writes songs for all these people and do all this
He's
stuff.
another
and-
temperamental son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's kind of along the like. That's how Billy Corgan was. You know, writing all these songs for all these other people, and were very temperamental and would only do things his way and wanted it this way and blah blah blah. And you know,
Yeah.
he's like, "Fuck guitar! I'm not playing guitar
Remember
anymore
when he was
because it's a
beefing-
weak instrument."
He was beefing
You know
with the
what
guys. Was it Jack White that was beefing with the guys from Black Keys?
Yeah.
And their kids went to the same private school or something. They're like,
Some-
fuck
like,
that kid.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
y'all are both elite. Neat.
Yeah. We should do. We
you've
should
been
have
over
done
to
that. When
his-
I retired, we should have done that. Started a beef and be like, "Fuck, is that what? I'm
Oh.
not going to Cicada. Fuck that place. I'm going to Lola's. Why? Because that's Dustin's bar. Are you going to go to Dustin's bar? Then I'm not doing this podcast with you.
Did you go
I know,
the
man.
Did you go the cornfield? You went to cornfield,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
For that Lollapalooza.
Yeah, Metallica. Remember the one when they did one? How cool that was.
God, that,
I felt like I was in a war. Could have been the
you
mushrooms.
kill all the lights in the middle of a cornfield in the middle of the
after
night,
you've sweated your balls off all day. You're hallucinating
watching Rancid and Psychotica.
because you're dehydrated.
Remember Waylon Jennings and everybody's like, "What the fuck is this? Just
Yeah.
play the fucking
Hey.
song."
That reminds me, Sponge went on a little rant at that show.
Oh, they did, yeah.
They did some kind of preachers here don't like gay witch abortions, so we're fucking done.
And Wu-Tang in the middle of a cornfield was
Yeah.
interesting.
But Soundgarden was good. I remember that.
Yeah, but that's another moody asshole that hated
Yeah.
Dallas. You Dallas fucks don't
Well,
know
there
how
we
to get
go.
into things.
That's what I wanted to get into.
And
You
then we
just
saw
said it.
him. We saw him with 9 Inch Nails,
You just said it.
and he was all into it right before he died.
Oh yeah, when he did Audio, was it Audio Slave?
No, that was,
was it a-
Soundgarden, 9 Inch Nails.
That was Soundgarden.
Yeah, it was full on Soundgarden.
Oh, that's right. It was like the first time they had toured.
And forever,
Forever?
got back together, and that was the first
Man,
time.
that was a good 9 Inch Nails.
And then the
God, that's been a while.
Dillinger Escape Plan Mohawk show. We were going to see Dillinger Escape Plan twice that week because 2 days earlier was Soundgarden and Dillinger Escape Plan
Yeah.
at the factory. We
Yep.
had tickets for that. Then Chris Cornell hung himself or was killed or whatever you want to believe.
Masturbating.
Yeah, whatever you want to believe here.
Oh no, that's in excess, isn't it? Never mind.
And so, like, Dillinger stopped everything.
Is there theories that he was killed?
Yeah.
How? What is that all about?
There's
that another
all
show?
sorts of weird worm. It's all
Okay.
this whole, we're documenting and we're going to release information about all this Hollywood pedophilia stuff, and I'm dead.
That has been supposedly about to be released. For,
And everybody
what,
dies.
30 years now.
Yeah. Everybody dies before they say anything or is killed.
Well, are you seeing bands dodging Texas? Is that because you said it seems like Dallas and it seems like DFW gets dodged and Texas gets dodged a lot when these little temperamental fucks decide they got a burr up their ass.
Well, yes. So I'm constantly getting press releases because of what I do. Constantly. And like about 2 hours before it's on any website or an hour before it's on any website, you get these press releases, and I always just quickly take my thumb on my phone and go to the bottom and go, you coming to Texas or not? And I would say 70 to 80% of the bands that are big, now I'm not talking about like gay witch abortion.
That's what I was
size
going to say. Are you
bands. I'm
talking
talking about big
the
bands.
Big bands, okay.
They're skipping it. Unless you're multi-bazillionaire bands.
Why do you think this is happening? Is it our weather's too bad? Too hot?
I have several theories. I think there's a lot of bands now these days that have strong political beliefs and won't come to Texas now because of our governor and what's going on here. And a lot of these bands
gosh.
that are passing over Texas that is you kind of see. Okay, yeah, I see where you're leaning.
If that's
I
the
see where
case,
it's going
fuck 'em.
on.
Completely fuck off.
Another reason is we have run out of venues. Believe it or not, space capacity in order to build out. Because when a band comes through, it's not like they pull up in one day, set up a stage,
The big ones.
and go.
They got like 3 days now.
That Taylor Swift tour was a week of building all that shit. Metallica is like 5 days. I think they're touring this country with 2 stages like Pink Floyd did. The big giant bands, it takes them a while, and thus you're blocking out
Major venues and
Major
sporting
venues and
events and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
your normal, from what I've been told, like your normal arena tour is 2 or 3 days in that building.
I hope it's not because we're a red state. Because there's nothing the fans can do about that except vote, which
That's my thing.
Like that's the stupidest fucking thing I think I've ever heard. And if I hear, I don't care what band it is. If they're one of my favorite bands, and I hear them utter, we don't tour Texas. Why? Because it's a red state. Then they can fuck right the fuck off.
See, I think Foo Fighters this time around, I was looking into that.
I've
because
heard
they're
Anthony
not
Kiedis
coming
hates Dallas because of
through. Oh,
Sexual assault charge.
yeah, he's got history here.
mm-hmm.
So I don't
Or
care.
something like that.
You're the Chili Peppers. Fuck off. I'm done
Play
with
Dallas.
you. Yeah, I don't care. I'm
Well,
done
I know
with
you don't care, but there are some people that are
love 'em?
Yeah, chili pepper freaks.
all their new shit.
I prefer the ghost peppers.
Bricka, California.
New cover band.
That's all it is.
You
Every
just play
song.
Ghost and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it's called the Ghost,
Ghost
Peppers.
Peppers. You go
Yeah.
back and forth. What the fuck? Deaf Heaven Sunbather is 10 years old.
Are you kidding me?
And it challenged the boundaries of metal.
Did they just send you a text telling you, "Hey, we're
Hey, guys,
sunbathing"?
I just want to let you know. Hey, I'm listening to your show. Let me tell you, it's 10 years old.
I don't think that I would ever be in a band. Like if I was in a band and they decided we're putting a tour together with the promotions company and all the touring, like the tour management and all that, getting all the logistics set up, and all of a sudden someone was like, "Oh, there's no Dallas date. There's no, Shreveport or New Orleans date or whatever," and some fuck off was like, "Yeah, because Matt, that's because that's a red state, and we just don't feel that would be very woke for us to go play right now in this political climate." I'd get charged for assault because I would fucking punch him in the throat.
Let's see if Nickelback's coming here. Real quick. Let's look through it. Oh, they are. They're playing Dos Equis. So,
Well, yeah, that's Walmart rock. Of
Yeah.
course, they're gonna
Just wanna
play
make
here.
Uh,
Are there? I wonder if it goes the other way around. If there's any bands that have been like, "I'm not playing there. That's a blue state. Fuck that."
no. I think when you sign a 360 deal, it doesn't matter. No one cares.
You're playing.
You're playing. You got to have power to not do this.
Oh, it's an upper echelon
Yeah.
type thing that you can.
But
do.
like Queens of the Stone Age, I can see Josh being. Meh. I think this Foo Fighters round, they're going to Oklahoma again because they have a proximity clause with Austin City Limits.
it's that wide.
It's pretty ACL's. If you're a major headliner, it's pretty big. If you're
An ACL makes bands stick to that. Like you can't even play.
if you're
anywhere in
lower
the
level,
Southwest,
if you're the small type down at the bottom, you can hit other towns through here.
but not if you're a headliner, huh?
just Texas. I mean, Oklahoma City's not that far for a Foo Fighter show, and
Maybe
that
North
arena's
Texas.
awesome.
Maybe North Texas, but dude,
Not for major headliner, one of the top 3. I mean, you're headlining one of the nights.
I wonder if that helps ticket sales or hurts ticket sales at all.
That fucked up Radiohead playing
For a
here.
band.
Radiohead skipped over DFW in Houston because of ACL.
I've noticed Patton starting to skip out on some Texas.
That's someone that would hate it. Would not come here.
yeah,
'cause of
he's
that.
a native San Francisco, and he's got some.
He would be one of those. It's a red state. Fuck your
Yeah.
wheelchair quarterback and fuck all this.
What? Wheelchair quarterback.
Yeah.
Is that what we call him
That's-
now?
I don't know. Your wheels of steel guy.
That's gonna
Just
be a
like-
Stink Flamingo song.
Queens of the Stone Age not coming here. I see that. I see Josh being that way, being like fuck that state. There's
But
too
that's
many
not
issues.
in the spirit of rock and roll. The spirit of rock and roll is to
Just play.
just do whatever the fuck you want and play for your fans.
So the one band I was excited about at the Greg Puciato show last week was, or 2 weeks ago, was Def club, and that singer had to go on a rant about, down Texas, you need to get your shit together and blah blah blah. And there was only about 150 people in that room, maybe 200, and someone yelled at him, goes, "It's not our fucking fault.
Good.
You know, it's not all our fault. So shut the fuck up and play your
fucking
fucking
song.
songs, you little puppet. Dance for me, monkey."
No, I totally agree, man. Shut the fuck up. I paid for this ticket. Play your song.
You're not Maynard. If Maynard wants to talk about it and call us rednecks like he always does, that's funny.
But his is sarcastic, fucking like just smart ass humor. He's tongue in cheek in it.
Yeah.
But when these fucking idiots get up there and like, y'all still have the death penalty, so this might be the last show we ever play here in Texas. Well, it's fine. Go kill yourself.
And the Deaf Heaven guy was wearing a
What's the what is it? Self-immolation? Like do the noble thing. Light yourself on fire.
the guy from Deaf Club was wearing a shirt that said
oh, here we go with the virtue signaling shirts.
The back of it said Antichrist pro-abortion. It's like, whoa.
Cool, dude. We've never seen that in Texas. We just had
Never
Pantera here for years.
Yeah.
You're shocking us, man. You're fucking shocking us. Remember Angel Dick? By
The
the way?
guys that came to see those bands play aren't people that support Greg Abbott.
I know that's the thing that's so
what I
stupid.
don't get. That's what's stupid. That's what people don't understand. You're in crazy out of control band that's just wild, and a bunch of conservative fucks didn't come see you play.
It's just like the dumbasses
A bunch
that
of artsy,
send us
fartsy
messages.
people came to see you.
Tell me you've gotten one of these messages this week. It's just like the fucking idiots that send you a message. Oh, your boy Trump's going to jail. And I'm like, cool.
No one thinks Trump's my boy, so
I don't give a shit.
And that's all gonna fall through. I mean, come on, nothing's gonna happen with that. This is all just people fucking around.
I don't fucking
Where did
care.
this go? Where did
I
this
think
go?
it's awesome that like the possibility that someone could actually do jail time is what I like.
I know.
Like a politician actually
And
going
run
to prison.
for president in
Fuck
jail.
yes.
I want
I'm
to see
in.
that. I mean, come on. If we're gonna see chaos in a
Let's see it.
circus,
Then let's see it.
a circus.
Exactly.
Guns N' Roses isn't coming to DFW, but they are doing Texas, which is fine because they haven't done like San Antonio and Houston in a while.
Man, I know Axel's trying to get on top of his health. Like, but dude,
He's
it's
looking
just,
better now.
I know he is looking better,
He
but he
needs to
still
do
has
more.
that look. I guess it's the red hair and stuff. He's got red face all the time. I could see him collapsing on stage at any moment. I could see him farting and collapsing.
Right now, Metalocalypse's debut album has been expanded to 24 tracks and can be streamed.
The first one?
I went way back. I'm going too far. I didn't know they did that. I was trying to find Royal Blood's coming here. They don't have a
I saw
problem
that
with
the
it.
other day.
I'm excited about that. What? Where the fuck is it? Anyway, I was gonna yell at In Flames because their bass player left and they didn't call me. Bunch of fucking. I would have gone to Sweden and hung out.
Hey, you know, I could see
join
you
them.
playing with them.
I
mean,
could
it's
play
kind of
with
the
In Flames. Come
Yeah.
on.
I could see that just because
Look.
of your tenure with Spectacle. I could see that metal.
I don't
metal
like-
metal working out right there.
I don't like, banging my own dick into a wall when it comes to my bass playing and being all braggadocious. But I could have played in,
Send 'em a
In
demo.
Flames. No, they got Liam.
Oh,
I'm not going to compete with Liam.
so I guess Dillinger's not getting back together this year.
Oh no, oh no.
Did
not
you
this
see
year.
his post?
Who?
Well, my summer plans have changed.
Liam's?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
I had a lot of work to do around the house, but I guess that's going to be
you
postponed.
got one guy trying to figure out how to go Europe with his solo tour. You got another guy that just joined In Flames, and another guy that's playing with suicidal tendencies.
Every once in a while, usually just playing farm,
Yeah,
his
just
animals.
playing with his animals and stuff.
which is awesome too.
Good God.
We got to go to work, babe. We got to go play a Suicidal Tendencies gig.
Mermaider was on the first. There it is.
Mermaider, yeah.
Was on the first Death Clock album.
Mm-hmm. Isn't Briefcase Full of Guts on the first one?
Yes. We played
that's a
basically
badass
the
album.
entire first album.
You can't beat the first Death Clock album.
You know, at this show we have on the 15th, July 15th, Spectacle.
That's what I'm going to
at-
call ourselves.
At Cicada. July 15th at the Cicada, the Spectacle with Sharpie and Stone
should do-
Wolf and
Y'all should do,
Oberon.
y'all should do one.
We need to grab one of these songs
Yeah.
and put it together.
Dude,
Dun, 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 dun,
Let's
dun,
start
dun,
a cover
dun,
band.
dun,
Let's
dun,
start a
dun,
Death
dun.
Clock cover band and call it Death Glock.
It's pretty good. I like that. It's pretty good.
I won't play with that band.
They have gun
I won't
imagery.
play with that band. Gun imagery in their name.
So Friday was Friday on the Green.
I almost went to that,
You
man.
should've.
I had everybody
was
loaded up,
amazing.
and then I had some madness ensue, and had to take care of some domestic stuff.
A big fun family event. A bunch of our friends were out there,
I
all over
really
the
wanted
place,
to go.
hanging out. Man, it was a good night with Son of Stand and Celestial L'Amour and Holy Moly closing things out, which was fantastic to see them because I hadn't seen them in forever. And man, it was just a good fucking night. These Friday on the Greens are great. I love them.
When's the next one?
September now because they take the break off for summer
Because
because
it's
it gets too hot.
damn hot. Who's it going to be?
Mm.
Spectacle?
I don't think Spectacle will ever play a Friday on the Green. We, if I remember correctly, we were supposed to with Uncle Toasty. That was the plan.
Uncle Toasty played Friday on the Green?
We were going to.
Whatever happened to that band?
Well, get in trouble doing
I don't know.
things. when you
What
were-
happened?
You get in trouble doing things when you're younger, and it catches up with you, and all hell breaks loose, and the band falls apart. Kids don't jar.
Especially red jarring. Don't red jar.
Don't red jar. And then, so Friday on the Green was great. Just a fantastic place to go on Friday nights with
Is that a
a bunch
paying
of friends
gig?
and everything.
Or do you,
think
is
so.
it? Because I would think that I would do that for free.
Yeah.
Except I wouldn't want to blow my knee out.
RoboTuner, Uncle Toasty got canceled. Yeah, cancel culture will do that to you.
Yeah, there's some things I guess.
And it
that you
wasn't
could-
because of me.
Yes, it was. Obviously, Dustin's lying. We all know it was him.
They didn't get canceled because of something I did.
And I'm not gay. And I don't have AIDS. That's what you just did.
So the other thing I really want to talk about here, kicking off the show, is the last few days we've just been.
What has happened to our weather? It's sauna season
It is
and fire sky season.
Sunday night.
Would you get text today? First start.
You
that.
nearly died.
I nearly died today, and I found out that you nearly died.
Yeah.
A few days ago. No, you can keep it playing.
Well,
Or
I
are
don't
we
want to
gonna
get
it ripped.
censored. We'll have it just down in the background.
Son of a
If we
bitches.
talk over it, we're good. So, yeah, I nearly died last week during one of the storms because I was working out in the garage. And
it's here?
yeah, it was here. I was working on the garage, moving some stuff around, rearranging some stuff, packing up some stuff, getting some things here and there. And I had the garage door open, and I was, running stuff out to the trash cans and stuff. And I'm standing at my workbench, which is right by the garage door, and all of a sudden I start getting tingly.
Oh, damn.
And my hair starts
That's more
standing up the
severe than
arm,
mine.
And I quickly walk away from the door and go in the house, and it was like maybe 10 seconds after going in the kitchen, kabam!
Would it hit?
It
One of the trees, you think? Or
may have just gone through the
over
air
the-
or something.
over the
They didn't
sky?
hit anything at the house or in the neighborhood or anything. It was just.
Well, that same thing happened to me
Good
today.
God.
I took the dog out, and I was reading the indictment, and all of a sudden I hear this like that, and I was like, "What the?" And about when I did the what the, wham! Either on the lot behind me, or there's a church across center,
Mhm.
and there's a light post that you can see. Either it either hit in the lot behind me or across the street, and dude, like. The poor dog, Barkley, he's like freaking just starts he was in the corner, so he was actually closer to where this happened. He didn't know what to do. He just started running around, like running sporadically, like, and I didn't know what to do. I just went, ah, and like ran and opened the door and just went in there, and then he saw that I opened the door, but what the hell is happening?
Man, it is intense. Sunday night, I went up to Denton to CUNT and do a
Still
senior
funny.
shoot. I did a graduation shoot up there around UNT. And we got done and we went to the parking lot. The guy was shooting, he got a brand new car and everything after he graduated, and it's a badass car, so he wanted to do some shots with it, and we
When
did
the
it.
lightning crashes, dude.
We did it in the parking lot of the football stadium. Across 35.
Yeah.
You take the bridge across, because I wanted to get clouds and stuff and everything in it, and so
Denton
we
always
just
has gnarly
see
lightning too.
well, we see everything build around us, and we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden, to the south of us is building, and we're done with the shoot, and we all just kind of hang out there for a little bit. Like, we don't want to drive into it.
yeah.
We don't want to drive south into it, so we're watching it, and all of a sudden, we're looking over to the east, and it's building on the east side of Denton, the more flower moundy area down 35.
What night was this?
Sunday. And we start seeing the sky swirl super fucking fast, like super fast. And I got some video of it, and then these fingers start dropping down. And I'm like, we're about to watch a tornado form right here on the backside, and it's probably 2 miles from us.
Yeah, same.
And it swirled down, came up, and went back up, and then another one came down and went back up.
It was too hot. Like, it couldn't get any organization. But I saw the same thing. I saw the same thing.
Good Lord. But lightning driving back.
Oh.
Lightning.
Oh, my gosh.
360 degrees around us driving back, and it was insane.
Yeah, on Sunday, I went and hit golf balls. And when we left, it was perfectly sunny. I had to take the little one back to her mother. And we had to wait about 30 minutes. We went to Bahama Bucks. Had a sugar-free snow cone, which I've never had before.
Still just as good. If it's done right. If you get the right flavor. Bubblegum. Sugar-free bubblegum is as good as regular bubblegum.
I didn't see sugar-free bubble gum, but I got cherry. Anyway, as we leave, a storm's building up. It just looks like a summer storm. No, we drive her and back to her mother's, and which is over in Euless. And about the time we get back into Arlington, all hell is breaking loose. I see a wall cloud with 2 fingers, just like you said. And it was too hot, I think, and it couldn't get organization. But
it tried hard.
I swear, there was when we got to the house, I made dinner, and I swear the whole time I was cooking, it was probably constant thunder. Like, there was no breaks. So I bet that storm was probably what was moving up through north, and that's what you ran into if it was Sunday night.
Yeah, it was Sunday night.
I think they were everywhere. on
Lightning
Sunday
was
night.
everywhere all night long.
Lightning crash.
It was crazy. You want me to fire that one up?
Yeah, let's continue this segment. Lightning's for real this year.
It really is. And the other thing is,
It's a weird time of year.
I haven't
too.
seen so many hail cells build in a long time.
Green everywhere.
And spiky. Last night.
What causes it to be
we
spiky
had-
and round? Like, what's the difference?
It's supposedly the spiky hail's created when rain bounces up and down in the air, goes up and down, and it slowly freezes as it's going up and down. And that is making me laugh. But when it's spiky, it's like spinning at the same time as it's going up and down, or something like that. So
Maybe
starts,
more tornadic.
as it's freezing, it's creating the spikes. That's what I was once told. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist.
Reminds me of the spiky turtle shells on Mario Brothers.
But we had a couple of guys call in this morning that lived down
Had some
Crowley,
damage.
Burleson. 4 cars totaled. Like,
Yeah.
he's like,
This
said
is
that the way this
usually-
rolled through last night, there's no way they're not totaling these cars.
For our listening audience that doesn't live in North Texas, usually our hail season and crazy lightning and tornado season is in April and May, the beginning of May.
We're going late this year.
We're in the middle of June.
But we're about to dry up really quick.
You know it.
In 2 days.
That's why it's a sauna right now.
Yeah, in 2 days, this is going to be the last rain we're going to have for a while. Enjoy it while we got it.
This was the preheat.
This was the preheat.
The main attraction's coming up.
Yeah.
And it's not going to let up till what? Thanksgiving?
Probably.
When's the last time you wore jeans at your Thanksgiving event, like where you were hanging out?
Well, I shoot the game every year, so
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
wear
right. Yeah.
jeans all the time. Or pants.
I can't
So-
remember the last time I wore pants on Thanksgiving. Wait, that sounds weird.
Yeah, I like to be pantsless on Thanksgiving. Next on the list. Okay, so we got some heat over the weekend.
R.I.P. Iron Sheik.
R.I.P. Iron Sheik. I
Big
should have put
ups.
him in here. We got another one. We got R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
further
we
down.
do.
Yeah. So we got some heat over the weekend.
Some heat.
Yeah, from all the different places. I went and visited, and all the different people I ran into, old friends, new friends, friends of the show that have listened forever. That we didn't talk about your retirement last week, and they were pissed.
About the retirement?
Yeah.
Hey, man, sometimes there's some inside baseball you don't get. You had to be on the show to witness it.
No. But the comeback, the return.
Oh, they're mad that I came back?
No,
They're like, he should have stayed away.
That there was no explanation. Like, all of a sudden, you're just back.
Oh, we just had a bad day, you know? We haven't talked about it, so I figured last week wouldn't have been good because of we were just getting back in the swing of things. But if we're getting hate, real hate.
It wasn't real hate. It was just like, everybody's like, what the hell happened? Y'all didn't even talk about it. It just, like, everything was just normal
genius,
again.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of genius.
So,
Yeah.
sometimes you just get stressed out and have a bad day.
Yeah.
Sometimes, the Trump indictments get to you, and you feel like you're in there with him. You're like, God damn it, I feel bad for this guy.
I'm about to go. Let's go turn ourselves in. Fuck it.
There are some times that, the wheels of steel just makes you
Abbott, arrest me.
Abbott, I'm sorry. Arrest me.
Just arrest us.
And there are times you just don't want to be in Texas.
A lot.
I don't know. I still
Except
like
Big
this
Ben.
state. I still
No,
like
I'm
this state.
kidding.
There's
I'm
cool
kidding.
stuff in this
Texas.
state.
I'm kidding. I love Texas.
There's cool
Hell,
stuff
we're
in
about
this
to be a
state.
country, so.
So, yeah, chalk it up to a bad day, people.
Chalk it up to a bad day, and maybe one day we'll talk about it. But catch me outside.
Maybe one day lightning crashes. Yes, when Matt shows up to events out in public, ask
Catch
him
me
about
outside.
it. Just beat him down. Just ask him constantly about it. RoboTuner, call him up tomorrow.
RoboTuner wants to know.
Every hour and ask him about it.
He
Text
of all
him, too.
people knows what it's like to be in a project or something with us, so he should know what happened.
True. And if we're gonna do this,
What are we gonna do?
I need to cue this up. Hold on, just a second. Let me. Cue
I was
this up
digging
here.
lightning he crashed, man.
No,
Don't
we gotta-
disrespect live.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Get a nude? We haven't got a nude in a while.
A long while.
Uh-oh.
I gotta say congratulations.
Yes.
To your team. If Oasis is playing, that means Man City has done something badass. And welcome to the Elite 12, who have
We
won.
are more elite than Liverpool now, right?
Oh yeah,
You would say.
yeah. I mean,
That's all I care about. Liverpool and Chelsea. I know
not
City.
Chelsea.
I know we're not.
Not
I know.
Chelsea. Oh yeah,
No,
you
I'm
hate Chelsea.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying. As long as we can, if somehow we can pass Chelsea as titans of the sport.
You have
Winning
the
not Chelsea, Liverpool.
Yeah, you
and
have
Arsenal.
You have winning the treble. There's
We're
only
never going to catch United.
There's only one other English Premier League team that has won the treble, and it's
United.
United was the only one for years, and now y'all have joined United.
Mhm.
Remember all this talk?
But you guys are the Dallas
past couple
Cowboys, and
years?
we are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I'd put them that way. And we're neighbors.
Yeah,
One's from South Manchester, one's North Manchester.
That's so awesome, though.
So
That's
great.
the best part of EPL.
It is.
They're like
It's the
right
same
within,
city.
like you could bike to almost all the stadiums.
Just about. I've been looking at a London trip here.
I'm
or
in.
an England trip.
When do you wanna
It's
do
a
it?
long England trip. For like a week and a half. Ain't going all nah.
Time code.
Maybe. But I've been looking at how close everything was, and I didn't realize really, you see them where all the stadiums are and everything, but then you're like, wait, I could ride a bike from there to there. I could go from here to there. But anyway, there's only been 12 teams that have won the treble, and that is winning the FA Cup, the Champions League Cup, and the Premier League. Or their
Who's the third?
Their national.
Who was the
league.
third?
No, those are the three winnings. It's their national league.
And there's only 2 teams that have done it.
2 have done it in the English Premier League because, like, German, it's Bayern. Munich and Bayern have done it twice, and Barcelona's done it, but because Barcelona won the, what's it called? The Spanish league. I can't even think of what it's
La
called.
Liga.
La Liga. What is this? What's happening?
Amber Alert.
Jesus. But they, if you win your league, the Champions League and the FA Cup all within the same year. It's called the Treble. And Man City did it this year. And I remember over the last 4 years that Liverpool was supposed to have done that. Liverpool was on the.
Well, we were told.
We were told
it was going to be done.
It was going to be done, and that Liverpool was going to be the greatest team of all time ever.
Does that
in
guy
all
even
of
exist
EPL.
anymore?
He doesn't respond to our little soccer room, right?
It's the only time we hear from him.
Well, he kept getting his heart broken every time they'd always come in second for 3 years straight. Finally, they won it, and then it was like, sweet, you won the Premier League. That's awesome, and look at the case over here with 19 of them.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got one.
They're going to be good for a minute, I think, if they can hang on to their players. That coach Pepe, he's dude.
Yeah. How do
that
you
guy's
like
a fucking he remember at first everybody was
cool as
bragging
shit.
on him, but he's fucking actually cool.
He's
and
cool.
he's smart.
And he's in Ted Lasso.
And he's in Ted Lasso.
I mean, come on.
But the real deal, honestly, I've said in the thread that I think this was probably the best City team that I've ever witnessed. It's that kid Holland.
Yeah,
that kid's a monster, man.
He's a badass.
He's got the weight on everybody. He's athletic. He's just a fucking beast, man. There's no stopping him. And it makes everybody around him. He's one of those players that makes everybody around him better. It's like when y'all had Rooney. Like everybody that played on Rooney's team was like, dude, fucking now we're rock stars.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
and if Manchester would stop hiring or buying out these old fucks to come play with them. Fucking United.
So we
I don't
haven't
know
talked
what's going
about
on.
the football in a while. There's some more big news down in Miami. What
Yeah.
do you think about that? Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Bam. Oh, by the way, Messi's going to play in America.
Yeah. Messi is going to Miami, and he's going to come to Dallas. What, twice a year?
Yeah, I think.
Isn't that what's good? They play everywhere twice, I think, something like that.
They're going to have that game at
AT&T Stadium.
Death Star, right?
Yeah.
I would go.
It's stupid. I want to go. Those tickets are probably already sold out, aren't they?
They got to be. I bet you everybody's sold out.
Everybody's
That's like
standing in
Michael
line.
Jordan deciding he's going to go play over in freaking Mexico.
Well, if you want to talk about crazy greatness, what about these rumors of LeBron becoming a Maverick?
For one, I haven't heard that. I've
there's
kind of had my head in the sand of basketball since the Mavericks fell down and farted.
I'm tired of the Mavericks, honestly. But
I didn't even.
yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know that. I didn't.
LeBron
You know when
showed
I
up.
found out that the Heat and the Nuggets were playing for the championship yesterday when the Nuggets won,
Because those are two powerhouses
or on Sunday.
I always think of is
The Nuggets and the Heat.
Nuggets and the Heat. Although, I mean, the Heat have won quite a bit. I don't even have to look it up. It tells me right here. When will Messi play Dallas? And Austin.
Yeah. Two shots.
I mean, Austin has
Houston
won the
Dynamo
MLS.
too, right?
Oh, yeah. Houston Dynamo's in there, too. But Houston, FC Dallas versus Miami.
He's gonna be he's already a rock star, but can you imagine that city? And they got F1.
July is the soonest. July 21st, they could start seeing each other in League Cup tournaments. Yeah. This is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, well, so what's the deal with who's talking about LeBron coming to the Dallas Mavericks?
That's what's floating around here.
Freaking hate LeBron James.
I mean,
but I'm in.
I never was part of the whole King James Army.
Yeah, I'm always I'm a
bullshit.
Jordan guy. Jordan was the greatest ever. I don't give a damn. Everyone's arguments are stupid. All you millennials, kill yourself.
God, you want a lot of people to kill themselves. I'm surprised Susie ain't yelling at you.
So,
She even in the chat room?
Susie, you don't have to kill yourself, but everybody else, chat room, y'all don't have to kill yourself. But LeBron's better than Jordan guy. Kill
Shut up.
yourself.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
what is it? Is it legit rumors, or like are
No,
people in
it's
the
legit.
NBA saying it too, or is it just
It's legit.
Mark Cuban blowing shit out of his ass?
No, it's legit rumors that there's talks going on to see if he could come here. I think he was looking for a house up there in
yeah, with
Whatever.
was it the
the coach. that's
Seifert?
always- Yeah,
San Francisco's coach,
Yeah.
George Seifert?
George Seifert's here.
He's looking at houses.
All right, and breaking news.
Breaking.
This broke just before the show, and I've even if you're watching on the YouTubes, I've even got to go to my phone for this. But this is badass, and this is Fort Worth. It's Fort Worth AF.
Australian football.
Yep. Media alert. This press release is to let you know that Dickies Arena has been named the top venue in North America.
Oh hell yeah!
Billboard magazine
Still
just
haven't been to a show
released-
there because someone didn't take me to Mudvayne.
You weren't here.
I was. Where was I? Was that when
You-
I was in Hawaii?
You left and went somewhere. Yeah.
Was out of state?
Yeah.
Okay.
Billboard
I'm gonna
magazine.
fact check you.
I think so. You weren't here. You had something going on. Billboard magazine just released their mid-year 2023 top 10 worldwide box score chart, and Dickies Arena has moved up to number 2 worldwide and number 1 in North America.
That's cool.
It's pretty badass.
What would you
Pretty
think when you
badass.
saw Mudvayne?
I've seen quite a few shows there.
Was that was Rob Zombie in Mudvayne?
Yeah, I've
What,
seen a few.
What
I've
was
seen
your
and
best show
shot
that
a
you've
few.
seen there?
I'm not gonna lie.
Don't say the Toadies.
No,
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
that
Go
21 Pilot show was not bad. It was.
That was
cool.
it.
That was the grand opening. Well, besides the
Oh,
the
that's
preview show
right.
being.
Did Paul
what's his
McCartney
name?
play there? I'm Paul McCartney.
I think did he come
He
through and play
is.
that? But yeah, that as far as metal goes, that Rob Zombie show was fantastic.
Was it?
And it was good, and it sounded good. Mudvayne, I think Mudvayne stole the show on that. Mudvayne. I think Power Man 5000 was stole.
You
the
know
show.
what? I'm gonna.
Not really.
You know, I know I have beef with what's his face, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
Chad Gray,
Yeah,
because he wanted to beat you up at a Twin Peaks in
That's
Euless.
yeah.
That's an odd story.
Drunk Stubbs too. So
Drunk
I wanna-
Stubbs
I wanna
nearly
beat
got
up
in a
Drunk
fist
Stubbs.
fight with Chad Gray
which
at Twin Peaks in Euless or Bedford,
for
whenever
band
it was here.
meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were there for a band meeting and nachos, brisket
What's this
nachos,
shit being played?
and chicks,
yeah, chicks.
and a fight. Wasn't there a fight that night?
Oh, that's right. It was like a
There was a UFC
Jo-
fight or a
or,
boxing
uh,
match,
yeah. What's his face? The dude.
and
the-
that's why
the
all of Hell
Mayweather, I think, was fighting.
Yeah was it all a Hell Yeah?
The
Was
road
there?
crew and everything, and there
And
was
all
some
the
there were some Terror
members.
dudes too, of course.
Dime was there, and
No, Dime had passed on.
no. This was before that.
Not when this was I Was What's Eating days, because we had a I Was What's Eating band meeting.
Was it?
Dime got shot in 2005.
This wasn't the Gasoline Band. I guess it was Hell Yeah. Okay.
No, it was Hell Yeah. But anyway,
So Vinny was there. I
They
remember
held
seeing
up.
Vinny.
I'm not gonna lie, Mudvayne holds up.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
Mudvayne was tight as fuck that night.
was it?
Yeah. Now Chad Gray's a little heavier.
Well, yeah.
My buddy, the security guard, said that he was a big old boy to hold up over the crowd for a little while.
he
He
got trapped
and
under
he
it,
leaned
huh?
out. And he leaned out over the crowd, and security
Yeah.
was helping hold him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, he was."
They
a-
paint
he
up
was,
and
he was a
everything?
big old boy. Yeah. And they
That
came
bass
out
player still-
swinging. Oh God, yes, he's a badass. Bum, bum, bam, bum, bum, bam, bum, bum, bam.
What's the deal with him? Like, what were they having problems internally? Because what's his face, that Zilla dude or whatever? He was in Hell Yeah.
Robzilla
Yeah. What? So there was two, like, did they not get
I don't know.
along or
or Bobzilla?
just
whatever
needed
his
a
name is.
break? Yeah, Bob Zilla.
Yeah. I thought there was some falling out and stuff, and they were touring like non-fucking stop. They got burnt out.
Yeah, they were one of those bands that were playing every single
Non-
festival.
Every
Then Happy came out and they became
it was like
trendy.
Seven Dust. It was
Yeah.
like every 2 months they were playing, Dallas. Fort
The
Worth,
LD
whatever.
album, man, I still rock that.
I will too. I like the song "Happy." I think that's
about
fun.
it, though. If you're going back and listen to it, it's about it.
Oh, that's what LD50 or Happy.
Happy.
Happy's the only thing I like on that record.
That me too.
But LD50, I listen to a bunch of stuff
Every
on there.
track on LD50.
What's the song? No Forever. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so congratulations to
Yeah.
Dickey's Arena,
I'll
man.
try to
That's
get out
fucking
there.
badass.
I'll
There's
try
a
to
good
get
show.
out there and see a show someday.
The show I want to see there and I want to shoot, Kiss.
Pearl Jam.
Their last show ever.
Again.
Again.
For the 20th time. No, I want to see Pearl Jam there.
Well, we have tickets for that,
Oh, that's right.
which I need money for. All you fucks that I got tickets for owe me money.
We haven't paid for our tickets yet.
Nope. And the bills are coming in.
Time to pay the piper.
Time to pay the fucking piper. There was another band coming there. Paramore's coming. Oh, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was just announced
He's going there?
on the 30th
Dude.
because he had the
June
AAC.
30th?
He has the AAC show that's pretty
Neat.
much almost sold out, and they just added this one at Dickey's.
So much for clause, location clause.
I don't think that matters.
Not in comedy, they don't
no,
care.
Live Nation owns both places, so
Oh, that's right.
Which
Yeah.
Kid
paying-
Rock is June 24th.
Don't help shit.
Fuck God, hell, damn yes.
I'm gonna go. I'm not having any Bud Light though. Nope, not me. Mm-mm.
I think he'd come out and go, "You got to remove every Bud Light from this building."
I doubt it.
And this is his Crybabies tour or something. He calls it
We're not having Bud Light on this.
the No Snowflake Summer Tour.
That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
but Paramore's coming.
Does he
July
do
8th.
rants
I think so.
besides his Instagram shooting of Bud Light cans? But
Why
does he during his shows? I don't think I've ever heard him do a rant. I've seen a few of his shows. He does.
them, yeah, he does rants here and
Yeah,
there.
but isn't it
He
just
doesn't do Phil rants. No one does Phil rants like Phil does. God.
kneel before me?
Led Zeppelin 2's coming. Greta Van Fleet.
Question mark over my head.
ZZ Top. Leonard Skinner.
Not ZZ Top anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta, just trying to think.
I
here.
guess it is. Gibbons. I mean,
They get a bunch of Dickies gets a bunch of the K-pop bands, which is weird.
I'm sorry.
K-pop, Korean pop. That Sam Smith Satanist is coming.
Sam Smith Satanist.
Yeah.
That what band is? What do they sing?
That Sam Smith guy. Everybody's
Is
saying
it
he's
a-
a Satanist because of what he did on the.
What? I got to see this guy. Is it black metal?
I mean, no.
No.
You know Sam Smith.
Question mark over Stubbs' head.
If you heard one of the songs, you'd be like,
Dong.
"Oh, that guy." Arctic Monkeys.
All right.
Who
Shania
else? Shania Twain, Queen of Me tour.
Didn't the Hardline used to call her a stripper startup kit?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Would you?
Shania now?
Then?
Maybe. I never was all over her. She
Yeah, her
still
up
looks
tops.
good.
Her up tops weren't great.
They're not the biggest. Is that what you're wanting?
Everybody on and everybody that listens to us just deletes us now.
God damn it.
Fucking chauvinistic
They're not
assholes.
woke. Avenged Sevenfold. Falling in Reverse.
Okay, I'll go see that. I'll go see some Avenged
You
Sevenfold.
wanna? I'll put in for that.
I don't know about the Falling in Reverse. Are they on? It's not together. Is
They're
it?
together. They're open.
Are you kidding me?
Falling in Reverse and
And
Kim Dracula? Avenged Sevenfold.
what a weird bill, man.
Can we just throw up a sign that that guy got my picture taken with him?
The dude with the bulletproof vest.
Yeah, what's that guy? Ronnie Radke, and just be like, "You're a rapist.
Man, have you heard
You
his
rape little
vocals?
kids." Yeah, he's terrible.
Overrated.
Clap, 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 clap. Kiss.
Thanks, Dunham.
Frontiera.
Frontiera.
Is that a country Pantera band?
That flies on Frontier. Like that's where they tour. They have to use Frontier
Yeah.
value miles to tour.
And then George Strait's doing 2 nights.
All right, I could do some George
again.
Strait. Yeah.
I need to get high.
Whoa.
Oh, that's the I've seen so many bands. Snoop Dogg.
Hey, do you
Cypress
see that
Hill,
shit about
and I've
Snoop
never
Dogg
gotten more
smoking
high.
weed out
Yeah.
with during Obama's term at the White House?
Yeah. There
So
was
now-
all sorts of time. He smoked in the White House.
He did?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
And Tony Hawk skated the White House. There's all sorts of crazy stuff.
Willie?
Yeah.
Did Willie?
I don't know if Willie did.
There was some outlaw country dude that did that we just talked about recently. I can't remember who it was.
All right. The meat of the show now. We gotta slow it down,
Or speed it up.
and we need to pour one out for our boy,
Oh,
dead at 81,
yeah.
the Professor Theodore Kaczynski,
Our leader.
our leader. A lot of people get tripped out by that. They're
Every-
like, "What?
Fortune teller.
How can you say that he was such a great man?" Well, what he did, his actions weren't great.
No, yeah.
Him
That's
snapping,
not why we say that.
which if you read through his bio and everything, all those tests they did on him at Harvard, or what made him snap.
The MK Ultra?
That it was the lead up to MK Ultra, but what it was a test. It was this study they were doing about how you write a paper about yourself, your family, all your insecurities, everything, and then you turn it into them.
And they work it.
Well,
against
then
you.
they give it to someone else who berates you for an hour at a time using all that stuff. And they monitor like how people would break down, what it would do to their psyche. And he did that for like 200 hours. He went through that course and they berated him for 200 hours. Not all at once. It was all spread out and stuff. But they think that's what broke him and made him start hating everything. And basically, his hate was technology and the machine and what it was driving people to do, and how these politicians weren't stepping up and creating laws and boundaries and letting technology just run away and get wild.
Such as AI?
Oh,
Still?
Yeah, such as social media these days.
Yeah.
Not stepping in, and
Now
now
we're
it's
in a-
all you hear all these stories. Oh, social media is not good for your kids. It's not blah, 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 blah. It's
Yeah,
not
teen
good for
suicide's
society. And
up.
look what it's done, and blah 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 blah. And it's leading to all these, mass shootings and suicides and blah blah blah. Well, the government didn't step in on that. If you read his manifesto, it's called Industrial Society and Its Future. He goes through there and he talks about basically where we are. There's not going to be any stop on the police state. The police state's going to be allowed to run rampant and do whatever they want with power. Technology is going to slowly change people's thinking and the way they live and their way of life and how they deal with things, and it will lead to psychotic breakdowns. And politicians, it will lead to companies, these technological companies and these or technology companies, just basically slowly growing to ultimate power to where they can't be stopped or controlled. That's everything we're going through right now.
Sounds like our show for the past 5 years talking about this stuff.
That's everything we're in the middle of right now. Everybody bitches about the police and the power they have and how they've become, basically a military. Everybody bitches about social media and the internet and what it's doing to people and how all these Silicon Valley companies have all the fucking money in the world and can just buy countries.
Or decide who gets elected.
Yeah. Decide
as
who
the president of the United
their,
States of America.
Use their platforms to change the angles and thoughts of how people think, or change the way people think. That's exactly where we are.
Oh, totally. You know what the oddball thing is to me for some reason is the suicide.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you're making people fucking nuts. These people that, if you live on Facebook.
Oh no, I'm talking about his suicide. I'm sorry.
Oh, his suicide.
Like
he had cancer.
Yeah, but
and he's been dealing with it for a while.
Was it terminal? His cancer?
His cancer was terminal.
And
he's
just
been
crazy
dealing
that
it.
someone in the federal someone in the federal pen that big time can be left alone to where they can off themselves.
Yeah. It's the Supermax outside of Denver.
Mhm.
That's where all the big time, like Pablo Escobar, or not Pablo, what's his name?
I think Pablo Escobar. No,
He's
not
dead.
Pablo.
He
Yeah,
was
that's
shot
it.
on a roof. What's his name?
We keep naming dead people today.
I know. Get them all mixed up.
Yeah. No, El
But
Chapo.
El Chapo's in there.
Yeah. Word up, El Chapo.
All the big time hardcore guys are up there.
Yeah, I think that kid that did the Boston bombing went there for a minute, or he's there now. That's where you're going to end up, Dustin, pretty soon.
Yeah, you're right. The Boston Marathon bomber Terry Nichols is up there. Oklahoma City, which that's another wormhole that was brought to us this week by our buddy Jesse. Yusuf, the Pakistani that bombed the World Trade Center the first time.
Timeout. Lightning crash.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Edge playing that 24/7 after the Oklahoma City bombing? And I was like, shut up.
What is a song about?
Who gives a fuck?
Dying,
it's about a placenta.
a baby being born and the mother dying have
Yeah.
to do with Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah.
Richard Reed is up there too.
Superman?
Yeah.
No,
Timothy McVeigh was up there,
Reeves.
but he was executed. Richard Reed was the one that did the. He had the shoe bomb. He was the shoe bomber.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
airplane
right after
flight.
9/11.
Right after, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how much freedom they have or what they have. The guy was a genius, so he probably figured out a way to kill
Yeah,
himself.
he was a fortune
somehow.
teller. I mean, not a fortune, a future teller too. Like
Yeah.
he
What he did, sending bombs over 20 years to different political figures.
outsmarting our agencies.
But that wasn't right. You shouldn't go about it that way. But everything else, I think his manifesto should be taught in school right now. And I think there's a couple of colleges that actually have courses.
Oh,
over
I'm
it
sure there
that
are. Yeah,
include it in the
criminal
course.
justice courses.
No, but I think there's some that actually talk about it, about future tech and
Yeah, I could see that.
the industrial revolution and what's done. I believe there's a few schools that do it, but I think it should be taught in
Grade school.
grade school to
Absolutely.
these kids that get, realize what the hell's going on.
I think they need to have a Unabomber award every year, a Unabomber of the Year award.
Is there anybody? So, like when I was in high school, or junior high in high school, when you're the most rebellious, and you're like, "Fuck the system, fuck the government, fuck Clinton, and fuck George Bush Sr. and all they're doing."
Hey,
You had like
careful.
bands like Rage Against the Machine that
Dang.
would fire you up, and you'd get all political and learn about Leonard Peltier and all this shit. Is there anybody these days that kids listen to that do that? I mean, we
I
know
think
all
it's
these
more,
bands,
I
but-
think kids are not into musicians as much as they were. They're more into influencers. So I bet there are some influencers that are. Well,
Taylor Swift doesn't have any.
well, no one cares what that dumbass says.
Somebody does because she
Did
sold
you see
out
that
2
tattoo
nights
picture,
and-
that AI picture? Did I send that to you?
or 4 nights or however many at AAC or AT&T.
Did you see the tatted?
Yeah.
her?
Yeah,
Nice, huh? See, if she'd do that, you'd
She was
be in,
trailer
wouldn't
park? No,
you? Still no.
no.
No, I wouldn't either.
But yeah,
She'd be a tattooed board.
there's no one that gives you that makes you rebellious now, right? There's no like Blink
That's 'cause
182 is
punk
not
rock is-
rebellious. It's
punk-
about farting in a bag and rubbing it in someone's face.
I think punk rock now is being conservative and
There's no bad
being
religion these days.
Yeah. No.
Or style bands.
Johnny
there's
Rotten's a
no-
conservative now.
That's the weirdest fucking thing in the world. I don't even understand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Or
if
he
you want to be
shorted
punk
out.
rock right now, you go be a conservative. Go get a MAGA
Well,
hat.
because you're against I mean, during the 80s and early 90s, it was all about the right. And now I guess you're right. Because then all the bands the punk rock bands were left.
Mhm.
And now that everything has been left for the past decade or whatever, not counting Trump, all the punk rock bands are going to the
Hello.
right. But then if you go to the right and you're a punk rock band, you're automatically white supremacist.
Well, you're just a white supremacist if you don't believe in
And
the left
you're straight.
ideology, no matter what.
But I'm just saying, if we do it, punk rock bands, you're
know,
just
I saw an interesting clip of a podcast while we're talking about the society and the issues, and they were comparing the two. I can't remember the name of the podcast. If someone listens to podcast out there in the chat room and has happened to listen to this show and heard this point, tell us who it is because it sounded like an interesting show. Anyway, it was about how the trans movement is very closely like a religion except for one thing. How the difference between religion and trans is they chastise you if you don't believe exactly like them. If you don't believe a man can have a baby or a woman can have a dick. Like they chastise the shit out of you, intimidate you, and all this.
That sounds like religion.
That's what
that's
I
like-
said when I was listening to the show. I was like, that sounds like religion to me because
You're gonna go to hell if you don't do what
if you
I
get an
tell you to
abortion,
do.
You're going to hell. If you're gay, you're going to hell. If you
If you
marry a
dance
different
with-
race.
If you dance with someone and don't leave room for the Holy Spirit, you're going to hell.
Yeah. But it's very weird that you've got two cultures in this country right now that are very judgmental and mean to anyone that thinks outside of what they believe. One is the hardcore trans community. If you don't believe like them, they consider you a Nazi, right? And then on the other side, you got these MAGA people that think that everybody that doesn't believe like them is trying to take over the country with socialism. It's so we're so polarized right now as a community.
Well, and there's been so
country.
many of these groups that we've talked about over the 10
Kaczynski
years.
talked about this too.
Over the 10 years we've done this show, that you want to support them, you want to be behind them, but when it's beat in your head so much, and then you see that these people are so mean and evil
Yeah.
with how they treat other
It doesn't
people,
care. Don't
it
care
turns
what their
you off
agenda
from
is.
it.
Right.
It turns you off from
No
it.
matter what the agenda is,
Yeah.
it turns you off.
If you're going to be an asshole, you know,
Fuck off. Leave us alone.
I'm turned off by what you're doing. I'll move on. There's something else I can do. I'll tune
That's
you
true.
out. And we're starting to get to that point.
Oh, it's been to that point, I think.
No, but I meant with this. You know, like
Everybody making a big deal out of the Pride Month. It's like, dude, I don't know. I get it. Like everybody needs to be feel welcome in their own skin and everything, but do we really have to give a shit if Kohl's is selling this, if Target's selling that, if Bud Light's selling this, if Miller Lite's selling that? Like, do we really
who
have to give a
cares?
shit?
Just do it.
Just go buy your Kohl's and shut the fuck up.
Or have these displays, have these racks for different people. Who cares?
I don't know. But getting back to what we were talking about, the Unabomber, he told everyone about this. He basically outlined everything that happened, like like in his manifesto from the point he wrote it to now. It's almost like he's Nostradamus.
He was arrested in '94. And
when I
the
graduated.
way technology changed through the 80s and the early 90s, he could see where all this was heading to.
Wonder what his views
or
are
where all
were
this were
now,
going.
lately.
It would have been awesome to have
AI
like
and
a good.
everything.
I'd like to see a good if he's had an interview, because they have interviews with people in Supermax
Uh-huh.
all the time.
Yeah.
They arrange it, and he came back to light with that Netflix series they did, which was fucking awesome. Really,
That
really
was a good one. The docuseries.
Yeah, how they got him and everything. And the other one, there was another one that was kind of like a dramatization of everything too.
Oh, that's what I
And
was
that
talking
one was
about.
cool, too.
I was talking about that one.
Because there was a documentary that came out that was a series, like
Had the
2
guy
or 3 episodes,
from,
but then there's one that was 8 episodes,
yeah.
or 2 seasons or something.
They
like
were
that. But
both
anyways,
good.
great. They were both awesome. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like if you read through this with an open mind, don't think it's a guy that mailed bombs off and was crazy, because that shouldn't have done that. That's wrong. That's dumb anyway. But if this was put out, it is a manual of where we are today, and it's kind of fucking scary.
You kind of
weird.
wonder, like the guy that was portrayed in Catch Me If You Can, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. The FBI hired him after all that went down, or the CIA. Someone hired
To
him, some
find
agency.
people that forged.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that guy was a real guy.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder why they didn't do that with with Ted.
He hated the government too much.
He wouldn't have done it.
He probably wouldn't have. No. I mean, maybe they did try to offer him something, or try to, there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this
Tell me
whole
about
video
it.
that came out that we need to break down at some point, not tonight, that Jesse sent us about Terry
Oklahoma
Nichols,
City.
the Oklahoma City bombing. Like, I had heard some of that in
Yeah.
the past, like the Ryder truck was from an Air Force base. Or from the Air Force
It
base
look-
up there in, or
it
the
looked-
Army base up
yeah.
there in Oklahoma City. And it's like, that shit at the time just got glazed over. And the whole thing, like, none of the ATF was actually in the office. They were all out that morning. And it was an oddball thing that none of them showed up to work that day.
Yeah.
And there was no real,
don't know, man.
reasoning, like, were they at a dinner? Were they at some event? Or a breakfast? Were they at some event? Were they at this or that? When the bomb
It
went
was
off?
very early on a Monday. Wasn't it Monday morning?
I thought it was a Tuesday.
Was it? It could have. It probably was, because that's
Everything
when all the
happens on
fucked
a
up shit
Tuesday.
happens.
Columbine was on a Tuesday. 9/11 was on a
9/11.
Tuesday.
There is a lot of crazy
Waco was
things
on
that
a
happen
Tuesday.
on
It was all weird.
Tuesdays,
Yeah,
and we chose it to do our show
because
as well
maybe
as the other
something happens
dudes in
early in
Fort
the
Worth.
day. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, if you want something interesting to read, it's short. Just go read that real quick. It's pretty cool. And, I don't know.
Or kill yourself.
Or go kill yourself. This weekend,
That's our transition now. Or
Just
just
that. This weekend, 24 hour, I've had more questions and comments and people asking me, did you watch Le Mans? Did you watch Le Mans? Like, no one in the past 10 years has asked me
heard of
about
it
Le Mans.
till
And
now.
now all of a sudden everybody's like, and it's kind of weird. Like, I used to watch all the time. I totally forgot about it being this weekend because it's a Formula One off weekend. Everybody's flying over here to do Canada this weekend. But this past weekend was, off Formula One. A lot of the drivers went to
Le Mans.
Le Mans and
Le
spent
Mans.
time there to see all their teams race and everything. Did you watch any of it? Did you see any of it?
I got it somewhere flagged on like YouTube TV or something, but I haven't watched it. I still haven't watched the final with Milan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm behind. I've been doing work at the house.
Well, do you want spoilers?
No, yeah, I'm not a bit. I've never really kept up hardcore with Le Mans. I've always
Well, it's a
respected
long.
it and
You
thought
got to
it was
watch
awesome.
it 24 hours if you
Right.
want to watch the full race because they do stream the entire race. But there is a 10-minute highlight reel on YouTube to go watch that shows you everything. And
That's
you
probably
talk
what I'll do.
about crash galore because it rained. And you're just seeing $1 million after $1 million after $1 million just getting destroyed everywhere. All these badass cars. This was Ferrari's first year back, and they gave Toyota a good run for their money because Toyota and Ferrari went back and forth pretty much.
You pretty proud?
I am. TRD, what's up? But they went back and forth, and Ferrari, their first year back, and it had been like 50 years or something like that, stupid, since they had been in it. They ended up winning. Team Ferrari won. And then Toyota came in second, and Cadillac, GMC, Chevy was third and fourth. It's kind of badass.
Do you see them getting into the F1 craze pretty soon if it keeps up this way?
The Ford's getting in, right?
Yeah, they're doing something with Audi, aren't they?
Their
Or is it
I think it's the team up that's coming in 2025. When all the cars change, everything changes real big in 2025.
Yeah, I've read that they're looking into
because that's when
or
Porsche was supposed to come in too.
Maybe it's Porsche then.
Porsche. Was
I know they're
supposed to
teaming up
team
with someone.
with
that was
Red
pretty
Bull, and that was
legit.
all a bunch of bullshit because Honda's not giving up Red Bull when they're on top of the world. There's
No
no
chance.
way. And I think I would go out on a limb and say Honda has way more money than Porsche does.
There's so many
VW
things that
Porsche.
you have to think about in this race. Like we think about when we play our game and we watch Formula One, we got what 50 laps, 70 laps, between 50 and 70 laps, an hour and a half maybe race.
Mhm.
24 hours of planning stops, planning gas, planning
Drivers,
fuel
swapping
efficiency,
drivers out.
swapping drivers.
And staying awake and making sure
It's amazing.
everything works. And it's distance. That's the way Le Mans works. It's whoever goes the furthest distance within a certain amount of time, within that 24-hour time period. And I don't know. I'd love to do it. And one of the conversations I had with Tim over at the Funky Panther,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "We should get a Le Mans team together." And I was like, "Okay, let's go. Let's just. I don't know.
Sponsored
How much does
by
it get in here?
Wicked Pants, Shrooms, and Adderall.
Yeah. I think if we put all of our podcast money together, we can afford a tire, something like that, maybe. But we got into a crazy conversation because I guess last week we were talking about kart racing, and he said he would challenge us to a go-kart race.
Hey, we need to go to Mario Andretti's, man. That
Yeah.
needs to be a field trip. We'd have such a good time.
I'm just afraid I'm gonna get banned. Like I've been banned from everywhere.
Well, just don't break the rules, man.
I don't break the rules.
Rubbing is
too-
racing.
I do too fucking good on the track, and they get mad. You find the line, and you're hauling ass, and they start telling you to slow down. I'm like, no, I know
don't
what
think
I'm
they
doing.
I don't think they'll do that at this place.
They better not.
Just the videos I've seen, I think they let if you know what you're doing, they're gonna let you roll.
Yeah. But I told him, I was like, let's step it up. Fuck Andretti's. Let's go down to Motor Ranch and let's race real cars on a real track. We can go through their exotic course and all of us use the exact same exotics and do laps, and we do it by time. Or their track cars down there are Miatas. They have the Miata track.
Yeah, that has us destroying a exotic car and
We won't destroy an
being
exotic
responsible
car.
for
You got a driver in there that helps you too, but
at the auto ranch thing
At
or
all-
the
if you do the exotic
that's the one
you
out.
get
Is it Weatherford
No.
area or
Crescent
Crescent?
at Texas Motor Ranch. But we go down there and we all pick out 3 cars we want to drive because they have a whole army.
You do it like Top Gear.
And I'm not driving the fucking Lamborghini around there. That's stupid. Let's be realistic because Lamborghinis aren't fun on a track. Let's get real track handling cars. You gotta have a 911 GT3, and they have one down there. You
Gotta
gotta
have
do that because
you gotta have an M3 or an M5.
a Porsche is a class that
Dude,
runs around, and there's the Porsche Cup that runs around with Formula One. If you go to a Formula One race,
Dude, that'd be
the
so fun,
pre-race,
man.
you have Formula 2 most of the time, but then you also have the Porsche Cup that runs around with them. So, and they're all 911 GT3s. So we race a 911 GT3s.
I'd have a boner. I mean, when I got in the car, I'd have a boner.
They have a what's the other?
I think that don't they have a Nissan out there? One of them Nissan
A Skyline?
One of them Nissan.
A
What-
Nissan Skyline?
No, the Acura. I'm sorry, Acura.
The
NSX.
NSX. I don't know if
I thought they did it one
They
time.
may. I know they have a Ferrari 338, 558, whatever it is. What else?
What's it called?
Texas Motor Ranch.
This is where they give the gift certificates and everything. Where you can, like that's where all the okay.
Yeah, you can go out there and race whatever. They also have, here it is. I'll pull them up right now, and I'll tell you what the cars are. Okay? Our cars. Oh, an Audi R8. I wouldn't mind seeing what those can do on a track. It's a Ferrari 458 Italia. I do that one. I would do the Porsche 911 GT3 is a must.
Absolutely.
And then if you're a real racer, you'd go that route. Then it's either the McLaren 570 or the Mercedes AMG. The Mercedes is the problem. It's such a heavy fucking car. So I don't want to do the Corvette. I don't want to do a Mustang Shelby. I don't want to do a Lamborghini. The Audi could be fun. The R8. No, I saw one of those on the highway over the weekend.
Why is
I was just
what the
hauling ass.
hell? No BMW. One of
They
the
change
best-
them out all the time too.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, we need to set. You're right. You're on the right path here, man. Let's do
Wh-
this.
And you get I think you get 7 laps
You can
total,
rent the
and they're
track.
timed. They're timed. Yeah, because I used to go down there all the time during track days and run. Either my friends' cars or the Porsche. I'd run the Porsche around there. It was fun. I always wanted to take the Bug out there, and everybody would be like, "Get the fuck out of my way!"
I ran a Escort at the Kennedale 8th Mile. A Ford Escort.
That's kind of awesome.
I think they matched me with a Corvette too.
I only ran Kennedale once. They used to always go down to Texas Motorplex, but not. Kennedale only ran once.
You didn't miss much.
I used
That
to go
dirt
down
track
there.
looks cool.
The dirt
track. I
track's
never
fun.
did the dirt track, but the
I got a bunch of friends that still race dirt track down there.
Man, I would
that are
love
into
to
it.
start
That's
that.
their weekend hobby thing. is
I'm telling you, I
doing
got an
dirt track.
Impala we can convert to a race car, man.
I don't
sitting
think
in my
that
garage.
will work on the dirt track.
Well,
Yeah,
you have to put different tires on it and stuff, but why wouldn't it?
But they're talking about those ones that are finned up, the wing.
Oh,
those dirt track
buggies,
ones.
those
the
buggies,
real
yeah.
dirt track.
Well, they have a demolition too that they do out there.
You can take the Impala out there on a demolition.
Demolition? No, I'm thinking about just making it a street sleeper. You know, like just have something that looks like a family car, and then just drop like a Corvette engine in it, or because I'm pretty sure I haven't looked under the hood. I'm pretty sure it's a 6-cylinder, Just try to get close to F1 specs as possible.
Who? I forgot. So we're going back and forth, and it brought up a bunch of stuff because I fell down this wormhole too. I'm talking to Tim. We're going back and forth about different things, and I bring up the Motor Ranch, and then I was like, you know what we really need to do? If we were ballers and we're really cool guys, if one of us win the lottery, we have to do this 1 year. All of us go do the gumball.
Oh yeah, that's the one
Gumball
overseas,
3000?
right?
Or they do it here. It depends on where they go. Sometimes they go LA to Miami.
The one
they've
Europe
done New
goes to
York,
Russia, doesn't it?
New York to Miami. They do it. It's a
Oh, that's
different
all
route
different?
every year. But they've done. Do you remember when Jackass did it? Did you
Yeah.
ever that
Yeah.
Jackass special where they did it? I still watch that like once a year. I'll pull it up. It's on YouTube. Hour long, where they go from London to Moscow, but then they get to Russia and they can't enter Moscow, so they turn around. It's supposed to be London to Moscow, then back to Sweden, or where'd they end up? Was it Helsinki's where they ended, or
Oh.
France or something like that?
I'm looking at the agreement. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
The facility rental agreement.
Yeah.
There's some. We're gonna have to raise some money.
No. You don't rent the facility.
No, that's you can.
You can,
Yeah.
but those Drive Exotic
Which
days
track
are
do you
certain
want?
days. Yeah.
The 1.7, the 1.3, the 3.1.
Well, 3.1's putting both those together. If I remember right, they just changed the barricades up so that way the turns are open. Because I've raced.
What kind of What
All the
you have to pay for
configuration.
your EMTs and your ambulance too? By the way,
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know
go
how
out
much
there in club days.
the ambulance, if we rented it out, would be $150 an hour.
When we used to go out there, it was during club days. So you just go out there. It's a club rental day, and it was like anybody really could just show up and pull out there, as long as you had all the right safety stuff. Everything was inspected,
Let's see what their membership.
and you kind of knew what you're doing. What's not fun on that truck is a Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's the worst vehicle to drive on that track. But yeah, it was always back then. It was kind of loosey goosey because it was whatever. You know, you can buy a house out there too that's got
on the track.
the garage is pass through. It's got doors on the front and the back, and the back
I
opens up to
mean,
the track.
That'd be cool to have as a second home. I don't know if I'd like living there, especially when I'm trying to spank.
Why? It's a regular house. You don't. It's not like it's glass and everybody can see what you're doing.
Just the noise. I want to hear my porn in Dolby 5.1.
I'm sure nothing's gonna be. It's not like you're gonna be hearing an F1, an Indy, or a NASCAR out there. It's all little rice burners that run around that place. Some BMWs and some. Every once in a while, someone will come out there with an exotic.
Your
Unless
monthly
it's their
dues are
exotics.
only $120 a month.
And you have access to the track.
Your
24/7,
initiation
right?
fee is a little high, but
What's the initiation fee?
$4,200.
It's not bad.
Executive initiation fee though, $12,500.
But that's if you want to have full access to the track all the time. Like I
We
said,
would.
you go. Yeah, we would. But you go out there for a club day.
I don't think there would be a podcast anymore,
It's
man.
$50, $75. Yeah, there
If
would.
one of
You're
us
not
won the lottery,
running
could
tracks all
there
the time.
lottery, we'd be out there all the fucking time. I would. I know I would be there all the time.
You get tired of it, and you can't race all the fucking time.
Dude, this looks cool, man.
There's a lot. Racing is not cheap.
No,
It's
that's why
not
it's only
cheap at
rich
all.
families that do
Yeah,
it.
It's not cheap at all. Even having a little micro rail is expensive as fuck. You're paying for fuel. You're paying for tires all the time. It's not a fun little, and you don't want to do it all the time because you're just burning through shit for no reason. You're burning through your tires.
Yeah,
You're burning through your.
A few months ago, I don't know if you remember, I was saying that we should try to go to that school out in Arizona that uses the F3 cars, and that weekend alone for you had to take of course, you know how it is. You got to get certain licenses, and you have to train and go to school and all this. Just the first level of courses that you take for the first weekend that we would be out there was like $4,500 was the cheapest package, and that's just us farting around, going and getting our first license.
I really wish the Panos.
What a life, man!
The Panos school was still at TMS because that was cool. Because your open cockpit,
I know
Panos Racing School
Audi
were
was still
fun.
doing race schools out there on their road course.
but that's using factory cars, right? That's not using.
I don't know.
That's not using like a
GTs and
GT
stuff. I don't know.
style car with an open cockpit and everything. Because when I worked out there, during days they were doing things like Mercedes would rent out the road course
Yeah.
and bring in customers that spend a shit
Mhm.
ton of money. Same thing with Toyota and who was the other one that rented it? BMW rented it out all the time. But they would also let you go out-
Dodge did a lot of stuff out
Yeah.
there too.
and I can't remember who it was that used to bring out. Maybe it was Chevy and GMC when they brought out the Hummers because they set up a dirt course too.
Yeah.
You could run the Hummers through.
Oh yeah. Remember their
off-road stuff.
drifting when they'd have drifting weekends?
Yeah,
It was just smoke everywhere.
we need to go out there just when they do the Friday Night Lights.
I would love to.
I would love to go up there and just see people drag race.
I'll
on
go
that
for the
track.
Indy race still. I love the nighttime Indy races
I think it's
and the
already
nighttime
happened,
tracks.
didn't it?
Oh, did it?
I think so.
I'm telling you, man, that IndyCar race was the Indy 500 was way more entertaining. I thought I would throw my nose up in the air because of F1. It's pretty cool, man.
No, it is neat. I loved covering the Indy races out there.
Yeah.
When I was working with
It's a
Star
totally
Telegram
different
doing stuff.
environment than NASCAR.
Uh,
Not nearly as many people when I went.
there. Yeah, it's already happened, right?
Probably.
I'm
All the cool
looking.
shit happens already.
Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400 NASCAR. And there's Good Guy Lone Star Nationals, NASCAR Racing Experience, Gordy's Highway, the Music Festival. Yep. We don't have Indy till April of 2024. The PPG 375. I'd go out there again and do it. I'd pay tickets. I haven't bought tickets for a race out there ever. Right?
I think the first NASCAR race I went to, I bought the tickets.
I worked the very first one.
But then I was working the radio station and it was just fucking chaos.
The first few
Whatever.
races I had to work, which is fun. Then the
Man.
rest of them were covered.
Great idea.
But let's go do
I
it.
say we do it.
The other thing is, the other oddball one is the Cannonball Run.
Yeah,
And
that'd be cool too.
I got into a video, like this was just at random as I'm going through looking at, or having YouTube videos come up. This guy that does Drive Tribe, I think is what it was, starts talking about the Cannonball Run. And that's from the Red Ball Garage in New York City to whatever the hotel is is it LA or San Francisco? I forget. But it's cross country, and people have been trying to do this for years in the shortest amount of time. It was something the first one was done in 70s, 1971, 1972 is when they did the first one.
Yeah.
And the hours were through the roof. Like it took them like 40 hours to do it. But it's been trimmed down to being right at 24 hours now. To go from LA or from New York to LA, hauling ass.
That'd be so fucking fun.
And the last one that got one of the highest times, the last two that went did it right during COVID, if I remember what that guy said. So they were out of New York in like 12 minutes. They did it during COVID. And these guys, man, they modify the fuck out of their cars to where the entire trunk is a gas tank, basically. They put in a bunch of marine gas tanks and chain them so
Yeah.
they don't have to stop for gas as much. And they run with so much electronics across the dash that I don't even know how they see out the car. They have radars for everything. And one of these crews, one of the last two crews, hired a guy in a plane. They put stripes on top of their car, taped stripes on top of their car so the plane could see them, and had a plane fly over them to look for cops ahead. But they averaged 125 miles an hour is what they averaged, and they reached speeds of like 200, no problem. I forgot what car they were in.
I told you
They were in
about
something crazy.
when I did the math with my daughter about how long it would take for us to get to her house in an F1 car, and it was 7.5 minutes from Arlington to Trophy Club would be 7.5. Well, there goes Matt. He's taking his daughter to school.
It was an Audi A8 was the last one they used, I think is what it was. But they're sitting there. Okay, it says here June 2020. Someone did it. They ran solo, 25 hours and 55 minutes. But that's in doubt. And what's his name? Richard Rawlings said he's done it in one of their Ferraris. They have the F40 or some bullshit. But his is now being debated because times and the way they did things don't sync up. So
Do
they
you
threw
have to
his
go a
time
certain
out.
route, or is it any route?
You're supposed to go a certain route. There's a route they all took.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
This isn't sanctioned, of course, right?
no.
That's
no,
what
no
we
one
should.
knows
We should
about
do
it.
a show on all the
Unsanctioned.
unsanctioned races in America
So this is
and boxing matches.
the other one is the Bandit that runs from Texarkana to Tennessee or whatever the fuck they
northeast, towards the
go to.
northeast,
Just a couple of states, but it's the Bandit run from
through the
Smoking the Bandit.
south.
But they're throwing out people's claims, and I heard Richard Rawlings talking about it with Joe Rogan that he just did it, and blah blah blah. We broke all these times and everything, but
Some people busted him.
when you turn in the times to whoever, people are like, none of this syncs up right. None of this is right.
He
So
tried to
y'all did
cheat?
something. He tried to cheat it out.
What a douche. Funny
So,
douche, but douche.
Yeah. Pretty.
I mean, look at
douchey
his
there,
hair and his paisley jeans.
the way he is. But yeah, that would be a fun one to do. But man, I don't know.
Didn't he throw a taco at
200
his
miles an
security
hour?
guard or something, and they kicked him out of a golf community, or something? Like the security guard. I think I heard it on Joe Rogan or something. Like he was drunk one night coming home from Taco Bell, and they're in a limo, and he threw a taco or something at the security guard, and the security guard charged him, and they ended up kicking him out of the golf community or something like that. Does that not ring a bell to you?
I don't know. Redondo Beach. That's where you have to go. You have to go from the east side of Manhattan, the Red Ball Garage, to Redondo Beach, California, the Portofino Hotel.
Portofino.
And people are exceeding 175 to 200 miles an hour. And
Is there a
on
payout?
average, 125. The payout is that you did it.
That just you're in the record books.
Yeah, you're badass doing it.
You probably get endorsements and shit like that, don't you?
We'll
Don't
probably
you
get
think?
invited to Gumball and to get to do Gumball. Gumball would be fun. But Gumball has now turned into a thing that it's like you have a bunch of stops because people want to see the cars.
Well,
they want to see
now
what
it's
you've
all
done with
fucked
them.
up from the Ukraine or the European one.
Well, it just depends on where they go. They change it up every year. It's not the same route. So
It'd be fun.
I would do any of these. Gumball would be fucking a
All
blast.
right, man. Let's start
Would be a
working
total
on mine,
blast.
Paul.
All right, let's get it going.
Start
We'll get it
we'll
going.
start
We'll roll
working
out
on
there.
it, man.
It's a $40,000 or $50,000 entry fee to enter Gumball.
How much?
$40,000 or $50,000 is the entry fee.
Damn.
But that goes towards the prize money.
What's the prize money on Gumball?
Add that up times 20 cars because that's usually what
It's
it is.
only 20?
They usually, I think I read that they
I thought
have
there was like 100, like a shit ton of cars.
they
on
have
it.
100 people apply for it and it comes down to 20.
Oh, you got to make the cut.
Yeah,
Like you can't just be in there. Well, this is Dustin, Matz, and Paula.
yeah, you can't just be. There are a lot of people that tag along, and we
Just
could
to-
probably be a tag alonger just to hang out with everybody.
That sounds sexual.
So 2023 went from Edinburgh, Scotland to Porto Montenegro. And they went through London, Amsterdam, Venice, through the Alps, Budapest, and then to Porto Montenegro.
They do motorcycles too on these races.
And that's a
Like
race
their
we were
own-
talking about beforehand, the Isle of Man.
Oh,
I don't want to go. I don't want to go see that. I
I'll
don't
watch
wanna
it at
be, I don't want to
drone
be
view.
on the island when
Yeah.
that happens. You stay out there.
Catch a ramp, like a out of a renegade motorcycle in your ear out of nowhere.
Fuck that. That's so.
You know what they should do is do it with planes. Are there any plane unsanctioned race events? There's got to be, right?
There's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you call a race, though. Do you call like what those Red Bull guys do? They're flying through the.
That was a
pylons and shit.
You know what's funny? When I was working out there at the Speedway, that was probably one of the coolest events that I witnessed in person, and my kids hated it. Thought it was boring. Wouldn't video game like they want to play video games. and
Flying
stuff.
those little extra 300s.
Dipping into the stadium
or whatever
or the
fuck
raceway.
they are. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever they are. Are they extra 300s? Whatever they are. Those planes
they're
are. But yeah,
freaking insane.
and going through those pylons and making those corners tight as shit. This ain't cool.
Yeah, they thought it was stupid.
This is stupid.
They were bitching about it about 30 minutes in. Can we go, Dad, and eat? And I'm like, are you kidding me? These planes could crash at any moment.
We're gonna see someone die. That's the one thing that I don't want to see at an air show. I am not.
Oh man, yeah. Well, we grew up. Remember when that terrible video was in Russia? The first home video came out of that terrible.
The MiG-29
Yes.
smashing into everybody.
I still dream about that sometimes.
Oh,
That and
mm.
the redhead we were speaking of,
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay.
So Formula One's in Canada this week.
Freckle
You like
boobies.
this track?
Freckle boobies. Canada?
Yeah, you're into Canada.
It's not my favorite.
Oh,
I don't think it's in my top 10, actually.
the two chicanes and the hairpin.
Ugh.
The last hairpin drive me nuts. It's cool. I didn't know. I was reading on something. I didn't know there was a man-made island.
We never got
The
into
whole
this.
track's on a man-made island.
Before we get into the next race, we never talked about this on the last race. In Spain, what'd you think about the new track design with the chicane taken out and just the straightaway on the back on that last turn? Did you like that?
It made it fast as shit, but it also seemed kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that
that's because
chicane
Max
makes it fun.
Verstappen is a robot right now. But
Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, well, I'll get into that here in a second. But I didn't like it. I think it needs to stay in there.
you want to go
It's
back to
fun.
the chicane?
Yeah.
Because I'm playing 21 still, so it's still in there. They don't update. It's not live anymore. Once they go, I guess they put the next one out. Which is it out yet? It's coming out like pretty soon.
I have it sitting in there.
Yeah,
right
have you
now.
started it?
I played it when I got off because I had to download it. It's 59 gig, and
So you haven't got into it yet?
I ran around the Las Vegas track, and I looked at the changes for Texas, and then I went into that story mode, whatever,
Oh yeah.
to see how that all worked out and how they're doing it this time. And you gotta see that Vegas track.
Is it amazing?
Jesus.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna purchase it pretty soon. so.
Jeez, it's stupid. It's just, having never driven on it and really didn't know, there's a weird chicane right by the new Sphere. That's weird. That always threw me off as I was doing laps.
Mhm.
But you get on
There's another Chinese track too, isn't there?
the main drag, and it's wild.
Isn't there another like Hong Kong track or something?
I don't know. I just went and hit those two. I didn't look at all of them, so I don't know what
Well,
else.
I'll
is
need a
there.
progress report tonight when you're.
We can
looking
get off
through it.
here and you can go in there and look at it.
I gotta go.
It's freaking crazy,
I'd
man.
love to, but I gotta go.
It's so pretty.
Is it?
It's so pretty. Yeah. It's so, and they.
There's a lot of cool stuff that the game does.
I don't think
that
EA
they've
likes
ever
Max.
tried it. Oh, really? Why they be?
Well, because I'm running in the quick mode. I went and raced both those tracks in quick mode, and they seated him deep on the
Oh
grid.
no!
And I was like, come on now. There's no
Yeah.
way with that car and everything, all their stats and all their numbers and everything are supposed to be up to date, because you go in there and you tell it to update
So it's
everything.
real time.
It's
Yeah,
all of them have been that way. You can real time it to
like
where
Madden.
all their shit gets statused up to date.
But I can't do 21 now.
Well, that's not. Yeah, they're not going to do their stats for
So
now.
it only that is
Well,
only
half the
supported
drivers
by
are
the-
gone off 21.
That's a good point. Good point.
So, yeah, the cars are completely different, but I think
Yeah.
per season the stats stay up to date. And to put him midway through the grid as I'm starting in Vegas, and I was like, okay, whatever. As Alonso just blowing through everything in my little green rocket.
Freaking
was cool.
Alonso, man.
It's freaking awesome. There was a cool story back to Fort Worth. We should have put all our
Funky
Fort Worth
town.
news together, but
We're not organized enough.
I like how I was listening to the Funky Panther this week, and they said they're going to stay away
Funky
from Fort Worth
Panther.
news. A show that has a show that's called the Funky Panther is not going to do Fort Worth news as much anymore, or as in depth, or whatever they said they're going to do.
What are they going to just do? Dallas news now?
They want to broaden their. horizons
the
and
Shaq
spread
thing
their
coming?
wings. And
They still trying to get Shaq on?
I think that
They gave up on it?
I think all those videos are done.
Damn.
I gave up on Shaq. But you ever been to Log Cabin Village? Down there by the Colonial? By the zoo, the Colonials. It's the Log Cabin Village right there on University.
Maybe in my drunken stupor at some point.
It's it's all the log cabin villages that were built here in Fort Worth.
Yeah, is it
They
by the
have 'em all
train, the
collected.
little mini train
Across
stuff
the
and all that,
highway.
man? You know,
Across the
talking about
highway.
Dang old
But there's a
little
bunch.
trains.
There's a bunch of cabins there.
Yeah.
It is the first site in Texas that includes stopping stones.
Stopping stones.
Do you know what those are?
No.
A stopping stone is a memorial stone for enslaved people.
Oh, cool.
So most of those cabins
not the
were
band?
built by
Not
enslaved.
guys that played in Enslaved,
No.
the band? Okay.
Weren't they just here at Granado 2 nights ago with Cynic?
Did they? If that's a 3-point no look like shot
I think
that I just nailed,
Enslaved
if it
was
is.
with Cynic.
I'm the man.
I don't know. Anyway,
Thanks for the invite to Cynic, by the way, friends.
Dave sent one out.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Dave and Andrew both did. But yeah, the log cabin village. Most of those log cabins were built by people that were enslaved, and they put 2 stones there dedicated to Jefferson, Walton, and Molly. And it's the first place in Texas to have those type of stopping stones. Kind of interesting.
I'll have to check it out.
Way to go, Fort Worth. Way to go. Maddie Parker, you want to hear what she said?
Is she still the mayor?
Yes. She says, we have all these hidden stories of history that have not been stories that have traditionally been told. It's not voices that have been uplifted, which I don't get. That is part of our mission, is to uncover those voices and make sure that we're telling all of our history, not just the shiny, fun parts of it.
The shiny, fun parts of. What does she know about hard history? Don't answer that, please. No one, not even the chat room. Don't answer that.
Yeah, did you hear about this? Susie brings something up in the chat room.
What?
Read that second
Oh,
line.
I. By the way, I'm about to get my eyes done because I'm on my newlyweds insurance now for eyes.
You getting LASIK?
No,
Oh.
no. But I will be able to read what the chat room says while we're doing it instead of having to pull it up on my computer. But no, I can't see it right now.
The Funky Panther also stole your D&D idea. They're fixing to start a whole Dungeons and Dragons series, which we talked about. We were going to do
We've
this
talked
summer.
about that 50 times on this show.
We have, and we had it lined up where we were going to do it this summer.
We had it lined up with Alex like
We did,
4 or 5 years ago.
He's flaky. We actually have someone that was going to be our dungeon master that's a badass, a very known commodity in the Fort Worth music scene, and we were going to have a bunch of local celebrities come in here and join us.
No.
And now
Not
I'm
yet.
like, fuck it. If y'all are going to do this shit, not going to be 2 local podcasts doing D&D shit, stealing our ideas. Like The Ticket.
Oh, man.
I'm going to send them a cease
We
and
could do it
desist,
together.
all of them.
We could do it with him.
Yeah, they've invited us over to their show. I think they want to start beef. I think that's it. And I think that's a can of worms they don't
It's
want to
fucking
open.
Tim.
I don't think
Tim's
they...
too hardcore for us, man. He got that Euro trash jumpsuit that he wore to that thing. And now he's all of a sudden
The
no Russian.
They show up to a giant Fort Worth event as slotting, what do they call them? Squatting
Yeah.
Slavs.
Yeah.
All they needed was their AK-47s.
Very jealous of that, by the way. I would have
They-
totally worn that.
They
If I
thought they
could.
looked like Run DMC, but they really
no, they
look
like no Russian.
yeah, squatting Slavs.
Yeah.
They should have done a bunch of photo shoots with the AK-47s.
They totally
That'd
should
be
have,
funny.
man.
But don't step on our toes, motherfuckers.
You don't get to do D&D.
Oh, we just won't do it now. We had a whole plan lined up with all sorts
What,
of
are they trying to do a
badass
bowling tournament
peoples.
too?
I think they're trying to do a cock-sucking tournament.
We still, but
We'll
the
trick
thing
them
is,
into that. We'll
the
trick them into
problem
that.
is though, Dustin, let's admit it though, we come up with these great ideas during the show. We're a think tank. We've always said that, but then we have zero
That's
what
why
do
we
you
need
call
a
it?
manager.
Execution on it. We don't ever execute. We always
Like our
talk about these
goddamn
badass
10-year
things.
anniversary. We keep moving around, and then things come up, and we get
Speaking of
bored,
that,
and we
yeah,
have a ton of
exactly.
shit going on. I don't have time to function and make this thing happen. I just don't. I have too much going on in my life right now. Away from here. So
We need to put. You know what we should do? Let's put a job posting in Indeed for a agency, and not one of these stupid asses that keep sending me messages. Okay, and stop sending me messages. I'm not the person you talk to.
here he goes again.
I'm 50% of the show.
You know
Send
what?
it to him too.
I got a challenge for TFP, the Funky Panther. I got a challenge for you guys. Let's have a challenge of going to funerals and hooking up with chicks.
With rubbers.
With rubbers, because a recent study found that 1 in 8 men under 35 admits to taking condoms to funerals.
Just in case.
Just in case. I like that.
Dude, I don't give a damn. I think I've said this on the show. I know I've said it on camping trips when we've been stacking, that I am guilty of getting the horny bug at funerals.
Have you ever done that? You
I've
drugged
just
someone?
seen. I've not.
Have
I'm
you had
not-
sex after a funeral?
I am not affirming or denying that I've ever done that, but I have been at funerals when I'll be like, "Oh, man, she's looking good today."
Have you
I
had
like the
sex
dressed up version.
within a 6-hour window of
I
a
plead
funeral?
the fifth. I plead the fifth on any
Yeah.
sexual activity at a funeral home.
Not a funeral home. Not desecrating a corpse.
with someone who might have directed a funeral.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I'm lying. I've never done that. No.
But have you had sex within, say,
a couple of
what's the
minutes?
window? Not okay, within a couple of minutes after the funeral. But I meant like you go to the wake. After the wake, have you ever drug anything out of a wake?
I mean, not directly, but we've gone to a bar probably afterwards, and then
You just drag something out of the
maybe-
bar. You're like,
Yeah.
man, I just went
I
to a
just miss
funeral.
him so much. I miss him.
My
he was such
coworker
a good
died. And I'm
dude, man.
sad.
Let's fuck. I'm so scared, baby.
My coworker, he's in Vietnam and everything, and he was a good man. and
No,
he
I've
just
not.
passed away. and-
I've not done any of that. I haven't.
What are you doing later?
But
Gonna stick it in you?
But are you telling me that you've gone to funerals and not been like, "What's up?" a couple of times?
A lot of the funerals I go to are relatives, so that's weird. Not
Deeper?
banging my cousin.
Closer kin.
No. Yeah, it is deeper in. You're right.
I always say deeper in, closer kin. But it's closer kin, deeper in.
Closer kin.
I just want to
deeper in.
verify what your family, y'all's motto is.
That's on our tartan. It's
Y'all's
sewn
crest,
into the
your
tartan,
family crest.
The family crest going around. It says closer kin, deeper, in.
That's hardcore.
The
dude.
Perez's.
Come to Junction.
Oh, I hope that made Jeremy spit up everywhere.
It probably is going to. Dude, he had a cool trip. Went and saw the pyramids. How'd you like
Yeah.
that?
Got-
Sneaky
got
little
some Mayan.
badass trip.
I like how I'm like, man, grab me some Extabitune. He's like, look at this. Like, holy shit.
Like, dude, you just
That's
got back
awesome.
from Big Ben, one of the greatest trips ever,
Dude,
and you just decided, hey, man, travel life. I'm going to the pyramids.
that's what I'm about to be.
That's what you gotta
Travel
be,
life.
man.
TRVALIN. I spell that right? I don't know. I'm a
Yeah,
big
it's close
traveler,
enough. I
yeah.
get it.
Travel
I
life
get
is
it.
what it's all about.
Living.
Another guy that's about to be traveling, if he doesn't die, is Pat Sajak.
I saw that, man. I cannot believe that he's been on that show for 40 plus years.
Do you follow his Twitter? Oh, you're
No,
not on
is
Twitter
it
anymore.
hilarious?
He's fucking hilarious
Is
on
he
Twitter.
seems like a funny guy.
Yeah, I always thought he seemed like kind of an asshole,
Did
like
he have
he
some
cocky or something.
hashtag Me Too stuff happen at all?
With Vanna, why not?
Oh, he did? It was
I
with
don't
her?
know. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Hey, she was in Penthouse.
She was in Playboy.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
She still looks good.
Oh,
It's
really?
so weird. Well, they've both had
It's
so
like
much
that.
work. They look like they came out of the Madame Tussauds wax gallery.
Is she as hot as what's her
Lindsay
name?
Lohan? No.
Perfect freckle boobies.
Why do we keep coming back to Lindsay Lohan?
Does she not have the greatest freckle boobies in the world? Lindsay, not
No, Vanna White.
Vanna.
Yeah.
No, there's another elderly woman who is hot. Elizabeth Hurley. Is she as hot as her?
Oh, I don't know about.
I think Elizabeth Hurley might be I'm with Joe Rogan on this, and I think she might be the hottest woman of her age group.
Really?
Yes.
So here's Vanna White back in the day when she did that, and she
Yeah,
regrets
man.
it. She regrets
Why would
it.
you regret those type of pics? Look at that muff down there. Look at that well-groomed muff.
What? That's weird.
You think she has piss flakes in that thing?
Good God. Jesus.
Was this a show your mom was going to listen to?
She was. She just texted me.
Y'all are having a good show.
She's like, "What's wrong with Matt?"
Y'all are having a good show tonight, boss. Is that the
Now
one with
it's
the piss
over.
flakes? Did you see the piss flakes in that thing?
Good Lord.
Brillo pad with piss flakes.
All right. So we've reached this part of the show. What time is it? Oh, it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, it's time for your announcement so we can go home.
Yeah. So this weekend shows
What to be on the lookout. 10-year anniversary, motherfuckers.
somehow it's gonna come
Someday.
up. It'll probably be in December, but it's coming up. Our
Probably be
10-year anniversary.
It'll be next year, our 11th year.
The official 10-year anniversary is July 8th. If you want to send us messages, voicemails, TikToks, or what were those things that everybody sent us that one year?
Cameos.
The cameos, those were fun because we got a bunch of cool ones. Cameos, whatever. You have till July 8th.
That's 10 years, man. We've been doing this dumb shit for 10 years.
10 years of trying to make you be entertained.
And not depressed. And not kill yourself.
Yeah. And if I don't know, maybe you liked it, maybe not. I mean, this is where we get
Just
the
give us
value
your
for
cash.
value model. If you value what we've done for 10 years, bringing all these bands to light, letting you know about all this cool shit that goes on, influencing voter registration and votes
We're the
across
original
Tarrant County.
influencers.
Did you hear about that shit? Did you
Uh-uh.
hear about that?
No. What?
That they're talking about in 2024 that podcasts are going to influence voter turnout and the way people vote more than the mainstream media is going
Well,
to.
I can on it. I mean, well, you're opening up a can towards the end of the show, but I could
No, we
definitely
can talk
see
about
that.
it later. But
I
I was
definitely
like,
could see
what?
that.
And they started talking about
Because
everybody's numbers.
No one believes the mainstream media anymore. No
And
one believes any
how-
of their shit.
And that was part of the report was how much the numbers have dropped off. And part of it is the whole Tucker thing on Twitter and how much that Fox is like.
Panicking, trying to find someone to replace him.
We'll see if Fox is around at the end of this year.
Man,
Like it's that much of a drop off.
you'd be surprised how many people don't even know that what's going on with Joe Biden and these FBI, this investigation into him
Mm-hmm.
and how it's still ongoing with Hunter and how it relates to the president. There's people in this country that don't even know about that.
Yeah.
Because they're so up mainstream media's ass. They don't do any research. They just believe what
Or
Don
whatever's on
Lemon
TV.
tells them. Or, well, I guess
Kelly
he's not
Ripa.
on anymore. Yeah, Kelly Ripa.
Yeah, I watch
Or-
her daily.
Or Cynthia
her husband.
Sigiriadi. I gotta get out of here.
And what's the other girl? Laura Prisco.
Croft.
I watch her in the mornings.
I like Hannah Batois.
She's on there now. She's been co-hosting with Lauren. I just like playing the drunk or not game.
I don't think she
Hungover
drinks though, does she? I
Hannah
don't think
may
she's
not.
a partier.
Lauren, there's some nuts.
Oh, she's always sounding like she's drunk. I just got out. Honestly, guys, I got out the bar about 3 minutes ago.
Another fun thing is watching her talk when she does a lot of close her eyes talk.
Yeah, and roll and like
And rolls her eyes. But you count how long she has her eyes closed. Like,
that's how long you
Should
know
be
she
like-
was out the night before.
because she'll be like, tonight in Redbird, there was a fire in an apartment. And they came in, and you're like, wow, that's 4 seconds your eyes were shut while you're talking about that.
She passes out during how's it Redbird Mall. So
You're like,
something that
what?
happened.
How the
You know
hell
who she
did that
reminds me
happen?
of?
Who? Oh. Well, real roofied.
Wataga. What's
Someone spiked my drink.
Yeah.
That person?
You think I'm sexist, Seth?
Spiked my drink.
Tell me I'm beautiful.
Y'all didn't have a big menage with all that? A Watauga swinger party? Let's close the doors to billiards and have a swinger party in here. That wasn't part of that whole lineup?
We got Sam over there. Come on, guys.
And Aaron.
Fishbowl party. Yeah. Lee DJing. Hey. Cupid Shuffle playing.
It's the Cupid Shuffle.
Everybody smoking cigarettes.
Dude, if there's a soundtrack to a Watauga Swinger
that's it.
Fest, it's
Cupid
Cupid
Shuffle,
Shuffle
dude,
is
for
played.
sure.
And the
Either that or
chicken
Cha
dance.
Cha Cha.
Oh, yeah. Now here we go.
Everybody to
Cha-cha-cha.
the left.
Do.
Why do white girls think that they're the fucking best dancers in the world when those songs come on? Anytime they don't dance at all until they hear Cupid.
Anytime
Yeah. Any what's the guy's name? We just talked about him.
the Cupid
Robin
Shuffle,
Thicke.
Yeah. And when anybody gets out there and starts doing one of those type of dances or a line dance, that's immediate eye roll, and you're the basic pieces of shit ever. Like, you start doing all that country line dance shit,
I'm
and
done.
you think, look at me, I'm hot, I'm doing this, and I'm the coolest in the world. No, you're not. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. It's the one that it's the people that like. It's the Walmart music crowd and the Yellowstone fans.
Neat. Y'all can all dance in unison.
I live like a cowboy.
I see this all the time with professional dancers. Not you and your stupid ass fucking Rockies at Texas Billiards.
Dude, and wedding DJs, stop giving in and playing that shit.
This will get everybody to the dance floor.
Stop!
That's what it is. It's a default to get people to the dance
To
floor.
get fat white girls on the dance floor.
Okay. Wow. I wasn't going to go that way, but the opinions of Fat Stubbs do not reflect the opinions of everyone else on the show. No, it's the DJ that isn't playing a good set list.
Their fault.
If you're a wedding DJ, you should be good enough to be playing good music to get people out there and dance. But if you have to suddenly go to the fucking chicken dance,
clap your hands.
Or what's the other one? The train?
The wobble.
The Tonga line?
The wobble.
Oh, and the wobble.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Dude, oh my God. We could do a whole show
You're
on
terrible.
how crass that
You're
is.
terrible.
Kill yourself.
That I will support. If it's a wedding DJ that's terrible,
go ahead.
Just take all your cases of CDs and vinyls and drive off a cliff.
Preferably by Big Ben so Dustin and I can watch.
That is one of the worst, like, douchey. And the only reason I have this opinion is because I had to work
Texas
around
Billiards.
them. No, I had to work around. Well, that.
Oh yeah, when you were doing photography.
When I was
oh my
shooting
gosh,
weddings
dude.
all the time, and every single fucking wedding played those 3 songs.
Oh, dude, do you remember when every wedding had to have "It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes," and all the men and all the ladies in their little dresses would be all
All the guys would start taking off their
you're like, dude,
tux jackets
shut
and
the
stuff
fuck
and waving
up.
them. And you're like, ugh.
That's
But
when I want to kill myself.
there were 3 songs, and it was funny. Like, almost every time they came on, me and Lisa would look at each other and just be like, "Kill me now."
I know.
Kill me now. Kill me. Let's get.
I
kill
hope
me.
Susie's daughter didn't have any of those in her playlist.
You played them. You were the DJ. You were the shitty DJ that night. Did you play them? If you did,
I don't think so.
you better drive off a
I don't-
cliff.
Start
Big
heading towards
Ben.
M Big Ben.
I gotta find me a cliff in Big Ben to drive off of. And then go hit that what's it called? Black Gap Trail and
Black
drive off that.
Snake Moan Trail.
All right, so shows this weekend. This is what you want to do, because if you don't, you're dumb and you're lame. I'm gonna throw it out there again. A lot of people were like, "Man, thank you for telling me about Friday on the Green, so that way I wouldn't be home being lame." I had a lot of people come up there and tell me that this weekend. It was good. They're like, "I didn't want to be lame. I didn't want you to yell at me for being lame. If you weren't at Friday on the Green, you're lame, and you know who you are." And I'm looking at you.
I wasn't there.
You're lame.
But I had a good excuse. I stacked too much and started thinking I was a bottle of orange juice.
Did you really stack on Friday?
No. I wish I was.
Friday on the Green was a good stacking place.
Did y'all stack?
I played the 5th.
Speaking of stacking, Meow Wolf. Jeremy.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
Tickets are on sale now.
We need some
It's
stackers.
the first couple of months. It's $50 a ticket.
I can't wait.
I'm in. We
Yeah.
need to reach out.
To them? All right.
about us coming over there and promoting podcasting, doing.
Yeah.
Wait, like they need any promotion. That place will be.
Is it? It's going to be
Nothing
at
but-
Grapevine Mills, right?
Yeah, it's done. From everything I've seen, they're just putting final touches in. It's done, but it starts the first week of July is when they're open. But they're going to do some soft openings and some soft stuff
We
before
should
then.
try to get to go to that.
That's
Are
what
they?
those
Have they done that
do.
press release or anything? Is like about soft openings and all that?
I haven't got anything yet but yeah, we need to. We can reach out and touch them. So this Friday is another on the green. It's Kimball on the green, and I don't understand what the fuck's going on with this.
Well, it's probably at the Kimball.
It's at the
Pond.
Kimball. It's in
that
between
little-
the it's in the grassy area between the two Kimball buildings.
I
at the
might
Kimball
be there,
Museum.
man.
I don't know who's playing.
I
I,
might
don't know
go to this
anything. But
Oh, well, never mind then.
I couldn't find anything on it, so I didn't know if Susie knew anything. Maybe
Susie, do you know who's
maybe,
playing it?
Maybe Javier does.
Javier, do you know who's playing it?
Maybe someone knows, but I couldn't find anything on who was playing it. But it's a concert out there between the Kimball. I don't know if
Maybe
this is
they're
a good
doing the wobble.
stacking event or not. Saturday though, there's two shows that I'm interested in. Cicada, the Plum Boys are playing at the Cicada.
That's our buddy.
We went to on after Friday on the Green this past weekend. We were going to go to Cicada, and that place was nut to butt. There was nowhere to park. There was no nothing. It was a
Good.
chaos event. So we went
That's
over
awesome.
to Down and Out, and that's where everybody
That's
showed
not
up
awesome.
after Friday on the Green. No,
That is awesome.
it was awesome, and that's where the nearly got sucked into the sex cult.
Oh, it's when you got attacked by the Suns.
There was a lot of things
Sons
going on
and,
there.
The Sons and Daughters.
yeah.
That's their new name now.
But the
the
Plum
Sons and
Boys are at
Daughters.
Cicada with Good and TRVR, which are Trevor, whatever his fucking name is, and he's been on American Idol or some shit. But the other show is in Denton, and I'm really interested in this. It's at Rubber Gloves because there's a band called Noise Pussy, and I need to know what this is. I can't find anything else about it. Noise Pussy XOXO.
It's a
And if you
queefing.
try
It's a
to-
queefing competition, isn't
If
it?
you try to search Noise Pussy XOXO, it goes straight to porn. So I don't know.
It's like Black Pussy.
It says they're dark, mind melting electronics.
I've been seeing a lot of these posts on social media. These noise, and it's so weird. They just basically get around a table out in a parking lot
And start banging
and
on
acting
shit.
like no. Well, what they're doing is they're making noise with all their little, electrical shorted out circuit boards and stuff. Kind of like we used to do in here, except they don't even have instruments. They're just using this pile of garbage and running a mic, like one of those, the ones we used to use to record telephone.
The harmonica mic.
Right, and just running that over it, and it's catching on. Like the
Yeah.
crowds that I'm seeing are getting
A
larger
lot of
and
people are
larger.
using the things I have, the pocket operators.
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah,
Teenage
yeah.
engineering stuff.
There's everything.
Yeah.
I saw one guy drag out an old school, like, you remember those old school cassette recorders that had that looked like it was like a little brick, and you had to hit record. You had to hit two buttons,
Yeah.
record and play at the same time.
Mhm.
Guys using that. Guys using megaphones, of course, but not just to yell through, but to just
Yeah, to make racket with. That's
Yeah.
the guy that opened for Greg the other night. The
Was
Trace
no-
Amount guy, the
Mhm.
industrial dude. It was a
He
lot
was
of
doing
that.
some of that.
He had a machine. He had his synth drums.
I don't know
set
what I
up,
think about
and
that yet
he's-
because I don't see the
Then
talent
he would
in it.
yell and go nuts, and he'd fire things up. Javier's in the chat room, and he says the D&D wasn't their idea. J-Boy wanted to play and record it. I don't know if we let you off the hook for that. We don't know. We got to see. We got to talk to the officials and use VAR to see if we're going to give you a yellow or red card on that. But he also says it was the first time he's ever played D&D. That was my
What'd
deal.
you think, Javier?
I've
How
never
was
played it either, and that's why we were going to do it.
I've never done it either.
That was part of our deal because we've never played
Is
it, and
Javi
I've
still in
always
there?
wanted to play it, and no one thinks we're serious about it.
I've always been serious.
And we were
about
dead
it.
serious. And when I talked to who was going to be our dungeon master, who I'm not going to say now,
You kicking him out?
well, we're not going to do it if someone else is doing it.
No. Okay. Well,
I mean, why does there need to be
let's kill ourselves.
two Fort Worth podcasts doing
Doing
Dungeons and
D&D.
Dragons at the same time. But yeah, I've
The
never played it either,
humanity.
and I want to do it. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what I roll a 1 is.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know. I'm really have never
I
done
think
it.
that's
I've never
I think
seen anybody do
basically
it.
That's their version.
I've never watched the goddamn movie.
That's their version of Player One, right? iPlayer One, something.
I mean, is one a bad? Is one good? Is this golf? Is the lower numbers better? Do you want high numbers? Like, what do you want?
All
What do I do? I don't know. So I guess
Are
we'll
there
just
pars? Is
we're
that what
gonna
you're
have we're gonna have a podcast about World of Warcraft.
Oh man, you'd have been so in on that about 15 years ago. You'd be like, yes.
Awesome! I'm a night elf druid.
You
Check
wrote
me
a whole
out.
album about it.
I didn't.
Still hasn't been
My
released.
drummer did. 20 great, 1 is bad. Okay, that's what it is. I don't understand. I've wanted to play it. I've wanted to live in that world. I'll just go play Shadowrun, I guess, or F1 2023. I finished Jedi Survivor. So that was Saturday at Rubber Gloves, and the big show Sunday isn't even here. I want to go down to Austin and see it. I'm tempted to go to Austin and take Monday off. Really am tempted. It's at Mohawk. It's fucking Godflesh, and I want to see Godflesh really, really bad.
Yeah.
That's like industrial forefathers right there, and chaos and craziness. And I've seen Godflesh once before, and it was really cool.
The Bomb Factory, was it?
No, I saw
Didn't
them
they play?
at Trees. Wasn't it?
Freaking played Trees.
Yeah.
Yes. I bet that was gnarly.
But they're gonna play Mohawk,
That's gonna be gnarly.
and I really want to go see it. Loud and noisy. I forgot who's all playing with them, but man, Godflesh. That's the only. I mean, they ever come to the States anymore?
They go to Austin.
They come all the way over here to the U.S. to go to Austin.
Austin.
I don't think they're coming up here.
Yeah.
No, it was. It was the Bomb Factory. Was the last time I saw them in '94. That's the last time I saw Godflesh. Was at the Bomb Factory. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Was the Bomb Factory? Yeah.
That's the
I
last
was
place I
thinking
remember
it's
him
Trees,
playing
but
around here.
Yeah.
Dude. Also, if you're in Austin to go to that show, make sure you go see Rollin' Smoke, right?
Yeah. Get your meat on beforehand. Get some meat sweats before going to see Godflesh.
And then go sweat it out.
But if someone goes down there to listen to the show, I want to know all about it. If I'm
Take some
not there.
Polaroids.
If I'm not there, I want to know all about it because they're doing Austin, then they're flying to San Diego, L.A., Inglewood, Colorado, Seattle, Portland. Oh, they're actually hitting a bunch of places, but once they hit Cambridge, Massachusetts, they're going back to Europe.
Back to the European, man.
Back to the
The
Europe,
European
you
kids,
know.
man, they start playing them Dungeons and Dragons with podcasters and stuff, and you got bad news.
If you have Godflesh show up to play your Dungeons
Praise and
and
worship
Dragons,
service.
or your praise and can you imagine that?
Wasn't it Marilyn Manson that
Welcome
used
to
to do
this
that? Would go
Sunday.
book shows at churches just to fucking fuck with everyone, troll them
Yeah.
all.
How old is Justin Broderick now? I wonder.
60s?
Is he? So they started in 82. 89 is when their debut was, but they were in two different bands. Let's see. Justin. How old is he? He's 53.
Shit,
I didn't know he was that much,
Yeah,
just a little bit older
yeah.
than us.
Oh, man, that's
Dude, so he was running around doing this shit
as a kid.
as at our age? Like when I was listening to him in high school, he was in high school too? Basically. Not really.
Close.
I was in junior
very
high.
close.
He would have been in high school.
Yeah.
And he was running all over
He would have diddled
England
you.
doing this stuff and doing remixes for Pantera and Napalm Death and I mean he was in Napalm Death.
What
for a
song was
little
that?
bit. Hold on. It's the name of the song. Fuck.
I suffer.
Yeah.
You suffer.
Sir. Yep. He did stuff with Pelican. Anyway, oh well, that's it. That's what I want to do. I want to go to. Are there tickets even available? If there are, I may be going to Mohawk. Going to Austin. Let's see. Where is it? Saturday. It's not even listed on here. What's going on?
I don't know.
They have Drain and they have Slow Bleed. Maybe I'm wrong then. Oh, it got moved.
To a bit larger venue?
It got moved to Empire Control Room.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen a show there.
So now I have to go there. It's part of the Oblivion Access Festival. Ah, nifty. It got moved. So don't go to Mohawk. Go to, they're playing with Faust. Go to whatever I just said it was. Empire Control Room. Huh. Neat.
Neato.
Paul Bearer is going to be there.
Dave?
Dave, or you're going to be there. Midwife, Caterpillar, Godflesh. Damn, this is a long show here. Anyway, all right. Until next time, I'm done.
Yeah.
Later.
Later.
That was the drive off a cliff ending. I'm done. Okay. Ever?
Sorry, I got sidetracked about Ollie. I'm kind of over Ollie.
Ollie who?
Everything he does.
Ollie. We want to do an Ollie?
This Ollie.
Ollie
now he
Sykes?
so now he has a cooling microphone and a ministry microphone now.
The one from Bring Me the Horizon?
Just over him, man. Everything he does now, I'm like, shut up.
You know who's good friends with him?
Shelby?
Jesse. Jesse Fry.
She is?
Yeah. They've done work. They've done some work together. Off remixes or some shit. Some shit.
I'm so scared, baby. Look. I'm so scared, baby. I'm so scared.
Has there ever been a weirder transformation of a band ever than Bring Me the Horizon?
Or
How
about
they were a disappointing transition. How badass they were and how cool they were doing to,
Come 90210.
yeah, we want to be on Melrose Place.
I'm so scared, baby. The song's called
I'm so scared, baby.
I'm Scared of Life.
All right, chat. We're gonna get out of here. Javi, we'll give you your judgment probably next week. We got to review the with the officials, and we gotta send it to New York. Our VAR is an instant, like in regular soccer, so we'll have to send it up to New York, let them review the tape, and go through everything, and then judgment will be passed down
I saw something about
on the.
Dude, that just reminded me. I saw something about Judgment Night the other day.
So we'll let you know. You may just get away with a yellow card, but if a red card comes down, that means
You're out next.
you gotta sit out a game. You gotta sit out a show.
next
Would that be awesome?
The next D&D sesh, you're out.
You gotta sit out a show. You got red carded. You gotta sit out a show. Like, what if the chat room could do that? Like what you said about the piss flakes
Yeah,
or whatever.
Red
Like
cardist.
someone red cards you and you have to sit out a
Dude,
show.
let's incorporate that, man. That's a good idea, actually.
If you get too many red cards,
gotta sit out a show.
like if the whole chat room goes red card, red card, red card, red card.
That's
All right, we're out of here
I
later.
don't know. I'm giving him a yellow.
That was kind of funny. You get a yellow.